Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's a surprise live stream from CP. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We got Neil left in the house and Jim O'Brien. Henry's doing good. How you doing? How you doing? Thought I'd do a random live stream. Might jump on another live stream, but I thought I'd take a few minutes and just say howdy, howdy. See if anybody's around. What's up, Sergio? We got Frosty the Iceman. What's going on? What's up, Turtle Poop? How you doing? Random Saturday live stream. Daniel Anderson, -1 in Omaha, huh? Yeah, we're -2. -2 here. About the same. Considering it's only 2 hours away, though, you can't really argue with that. Either way, it's damn cold. Damn cold. You know what I mean? I guarantee you're not. I guarantee you're not. I guarantee you're not warm either way. At -1 or 2, you won't notice the difference. What's any thoughts on the Maximizer HD? Saw one coming up for sale. Going to look at it tomorrow. That's a pretty sweet toolbox. What's up, Sayer Diesel? How you doing, Turner? Leon Powers, Daniel, Chris Schaff. What's up, buddy? I'm good. The wife has been better, however. Oh, is she sick? Got the flu? Hopefully it's all. What's up, Nick? We got JD Tico in the house. What's going on? Oh no, cold is cold. Yeah, right. I don't know the difference. I couldn't tell you the difference between -10 and -5. You know what I mean? What's up, Peter Savensky? How you doing, brother? Woo! I'm in a loud bar. I can't hear good. All right. Well, hello. Somebody tell JD Tico in the comment section I said hello. Says he can't hear me. Must be out snowmobiling. I seen a picture earlier of you guys out in the snowmobile. It must be warm enough in Jersey you can be out there snowmobiling. I wouldn't be out snowmobiling right now. I did hear that. Hell yeah. I told her car last week she was doing 57 miles per hour, and another car. Oh my Lanta. Is she all right, buddy? Is she doing all right? That's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's downright dirty. Watching foosball. Yeah, I was watching the foosball too, but I'm not really all that excited about foosball. Long as San Francisco wins, that's all that matters to me. George Kittle for the win. Purdy hits Kittle with a 32-yard touchdown. She's hurting bad but alive. Anything broken or damaged or? Baltimore done whooped Houston. I knew that was going to happen. I'm actually shocked that San Francisco's this close with Green Bay. To be honest with you. Who you got for the Bucks and the Lions? I got the Lions beating the Bucks. I'm not so sure about the Chiefs and the Bills. I'm just doing some home dental, removing a tooth. Oh my God. She's able to walk. Hit that like button, guys. Yeah, thank you. If you appreciate you do. I appreciate you if you do. Alan Kaufman, what's up, Iowa fella? Good evening, everyone. Leon Powers. Larry, I hope you're staying warm tonight. Shout out to JD Tico and their good service and prices. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. He says thanks. Oh, my Lanta. Not sure. The hospital said nothing was broke, but she said she's got a lot of bruising, swelling going on. Yeah, hopefully, I'll be hoping for the best for you, buddy. When JD Tico and shop to me in Canada, then I can give a shout out. They do ship to Canada, Sayer. JD Tico does ship to Canada. They ship worldwide. Good evening, everyone. Bill Beckett, how you doing? Trying to stay warm, Alan Kaufman. Yep, I hear you. That's exactly why I decided to do a live. I uploaded a video that I did earlier today, kind of fiddle farted around today and got it out late, but yeah. Hello, JD Tico. Hey, Larry Borgstrom. So, yeah. And then I thought I'd get on here and fire up the old shit talker, the shit talker 1000. Shout out to JD Tico for leading the opposition against Mr. Subaru. Yeah, we shouldn't even say his name. I give him too much. I give him too much exposure already. Why can't that 120 XP have a short handle option? Huh? I guess I don't know about that. Why would you want? Why would you want it any shorter handle? You want a locking flex head and that short of a handle? It's interesting. Last time I tried orders from them, they had no Canadian shipping. Yeah, they have Canadian shipping. 100%. 100% Canadian shipping. You just got to pay for it. Just like most places. It ain't free because the Canadian tax is high, boy. You know how it is. You want a link? You want a link, Turner? Anybody want to come on? We'll just have a free for all. That dog wants to go out, and it's 12 out. Yeah. He will. He who will not be mentioned. Yeah, Mr. Landscape. What's up, Turbo Tie Tie? Good seeing you in here. Fancy seeing you in here, fella. Been a long time. I didn't have the Friday live stream. I didn't have the Friday live stream, Nick. I haven't been doing live streams consistently. Just been randomly doing them. Probably pop on here for a little bit. I don't know. Fluffy might go on tonight, and I might swing over there and chat with him. You know, it's just been one of those days where I didn't do anything today because it was so damn cold, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to work much this Saturday, so it is what it is. What up, Dave? I'll come on. Hey, Dave. All right, I'll send you a link, Frosty. Anybody else wants to come on, you know, shoot me an email or let me know. cpthetooladdict.com. Or no, cpthetooladdict@gmail.com. Excuse me. Shoot me an Ismail. So yeah, shoot me an Ismail and I'll send you a link. Shoot me an Ismail. Email. Email. Let me get some links out here. Come on. Give me some links. Come on. 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 If you want me, if I had money like Henry Ford, I'll tell you which doctor, lawyer, I'll never be. I'm a blue collar, funky. No, but still no shipping option other than USA or checkout. I think you got to put it in there. I have to link. I said link. Link. I got a link for you, sir. I just sent you an email. Because I am no good. I love making money like Henry Ford. A lot of he's on heap ho. Come on, damn. Well, I ain't got money like I do before. 'Cause I got no fear, son. I can, yeah, oh, for sure. Crazy Canadian, hell yeah. We ship worldwide. We ship worldwide. You just need to pay shipping. Link like Zelda. I'll check out. There is no option to ship in any other country than UA, so I'll have to do it via email. Right on. Yeah, for sure. For show. For shizzy. For shizzle wizzly. For wizzly shizzly. For wizzly shizzly. For wizzly shizzly. Let me some more chill. We ain't gonna be some. Well, I seen your money. Uh, and I can afford. So, anybody wanna need to pay? Uh, let's talk real quick before we get a bunch of people in here. But I wanna talk about my recent Harbor Freight explorations. A couple people sent me some emails. Some were nasty. Some were okay. Some people were like, "You're a Harbor Freight fanboy now. I knew it. You're a closet rider." Blah blah blah. And I had to laugh. I buy two tools from Harbor Freight, which hardly gives me anything. I mean, it is CP the Tool Addict, so I guess I'm not supposed to buy tools when, even though I don't like a company. In order to save people or help some people find decisions that are what I would consider valuable. What's up, Everyday Fleet Tech? I think it's only in the best interest of everybody that I be fair on all accounts. Now, up until recently, I don't think Harbor Freight's had anything that I would personally find useful or necessary. And in fact, like the pliers that they're coming out with, I still wouldn't buy those over in Snap on as far as the smaller ones. But there's such a huge price gap on the PWZ style pliers, which they're not even actually PWZ pliers because they're actually Swedish pipe wrench pliers because they're an S jaw, and the PWZs are a little bit different. So that's kind of one of those things too. Uh, Harbor Freight tools are the best. If you disagree, I will call you a Snap-on dick rider. You're not joking. That's actually that's pretty much actually what everybody does do, and it's the Harbor Freight clan does it for all that stuff. But what's up, Frosty?
Hey, CP,
Frosty,
what's
my
happening?
fellow. Oh, we're just having another Harbor Freight chat here, real quick. Well, not Harbor Freight, but having a little chat about the Harbor Freight tools that I recently did.
Oh, hell, everything on the internet's about Harbor Freight these days.
Well, I mean, it is quite a solid It is not a solid. It is quite a very YouTube pushes it a lot. I mean, hell, people tell me all the time that they see the videos on my freaking deal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard to
We
get
got Nick.
around.
Thank you. Okay, that was weird. While you were just talking about Harbor Freight, and Harbor Freight interrupted your live stream. Ha ha! Right there.
Yeah.
See? Yeah.
Weird.
Uh, I walk. I walk into Snap-on Dick Rider. I don't know what that even means. That sounds kind of awkward. I'm not a Snap-on Dick Rider. I hate the company. I think Snap-on themselves corporate are, they are. It is what it is. But they're not definitely not as bad as Harbor Freight's corporation. I'll say that. It's all about the lesser of two evils in my world. I guess I try to eliminate the things. Snap on doesn't really bother me, but the amount of just mouth breathers that have Harbor Freight, or that buy Harbor Freight that have no clue what the shit they're talking about is just it's overwhelming. Oh, I gotcha. I thought brand loyal Milwaukee guys were bad. These Harbor Freight fanboys are straight up cult. Dude, Taka, I'm glad that I'm not the only one that sees it. I just
Oh,
appreciate you. I appreciate you noticing that because that's exactly what I hate more. The tools themselves are not the problems. It's the people, the culture that's built. And I got to blame people like the Den of Fools because he's one of the people that's created this just insufferable community of people.
Did you see that bullshit he did with VIM?
Yeah, it was. He's the Kotex Cowboy, by the way. That's code name for him is the Kotex Cowboy.
He's not in any industry. He's a guy that like does videos in his garage. He waits for
Right?
China to send him something, and that's
I
it.
don't, I don't like the guy.
He's not
I
in
don't
it.
like the guy. I don't like the guy, and I don't like the message he tries to put out there because it's very biased. People can say I'm biased, but at least I have Snap on and Harbor Freight. He literally talks shit about everything Snap on. He
Yeah.
downgrades everything Snap on, and he downgrades almost anything that's of quality. You know, that's all I heard you say. Yeah. Consumable things aren't bad, like their Unibits. I have to disagree though, Daniel. I've noticed with cheaper consumables versus good 3M stuff, you get longer lasting. Now, I understand and I don't care what you buy, keep in mind, I'm not trying to be argumentative, but I will say that I do notice a quality level difference between those. And then I noticed that like your 3M Rolock disc versus some Harbor Freight ones or
Big difference.
Unibits and stuff like that, they last longer, stay sharper. I do notice that stuff because I've bought in some cheap Warrior stuff. I think it is. I believe it is that. I don't know if that's their consumable. What
Yeah.
is their consumable
Yeah.
stuff?
Warrior.
Do they
Yeah.
use Warrior as their consumable name? I don't know enough about it.
The stuff that
Are-
says Chief on it isn't quite as bad, but it's not really that great either. And I won't buy their little cutoff wheels anymore. I mean,
Yeah,
I've had them shatter on me more often than not.
right.
You
The Harbor
know,
Freight guys are as bad as the Snap-on fanboys. Both can be sickening. Not gonna lie to you, I would tend to agree on some level, but I don't think the Snap-on fanboys are sickening because you know why? Chad, I feel like the Snap-on fanboys usually just give up because they don't want to even sit there and argue that long. I mean, there's quite a few guys that are pretty, hardcore, but you got to expect that. That's like GM, Ford. You're always going to have those guys. I think the Snap-on, the guys that are hardcore Snap-on fanboys are just kind of those extremists, which there's going to be extremist Harbor Freight guys. But it's like the shit that the Harbor Freight guys say the extremists. Now, keep in mind, once again, we're not calling everybody that likes Harbor Freight this way. I don't want to misconstrue that. But the extremist Harbor Freight cult followers are absolutely batshit crazy out of their mind, stupid. That's all there is to it. I don't care who thinks that, I mean, like, that's my honest to God opinion. I've had conversations with these guys, and the shit that they say is so way out in left field. It's like they just literally came here from Mars.
well, I have
You
guys
know,
rush to defend tools that they don't even own.
well, why does everybody have to sit and argue about tools all the time? Well, I guess that's why I have a channel, right? That's where it is.
You know,
But then,
how can you either defend or pick on a tool that you don't own?
true, that's another thing. I guess, and then I've owned Harbor Freight and I own Snap-on, and that's usually the biggest problem with Harbor Freight. We got the crazy Canadian coming in.
All
Whoa,
right.
hey, Hoser, hey, Hoser. He's a Snap-on fanboy right there coming in. They're in a pinch. Harbor Freight electrical tape is not good. Stick with 3M. Yeah, 3M makes great roll-off dicks. Yep, I prefer Snap-on, Mac and Macco Cornwall. If you can afford it, I understand. The thumb is tag is gold. 100% agree. Fanboys are what I call extreme. Yeah, that's a great comment right there. Everyday Fleet Tech. Anybody who's an extremist fanboy, I will give you a full field goal on that one. That's a touchdown home run right there. Or properly used. There you go. Or properly used. Yep. I'm working on a world class screwdriver set for big YouTube guy. Hell yeah. I know who that is. Den of Fools is the worst idiot I've ever seen. I never seen him use a tool. Yeah, his channel's failing. I'm
Well, he's a
sorry,
self-proclaimed expert on everything.
but his channel's just epically failing. I know that for a fact. He's literally doing every little shitty tool review he can and everything he can get free for him, and between every like power pack and unicycle and not not China. I hope it's Vessel or not. Oh, it's Japanese. Well, sure it is. I know you're giving it away, Nick. You're not that hard to figure out. It's Vessel. You ain't gotta. You're talking to me. Like, come on, what's wrong with you? I know it's vessel. You just said it wasn't China or Taiwan. It sure the hell ain't U.S. because you ain't going to Snap-on to get screwdrivers. They're about the only people that make screwdrivers in the U.S. now. Could be Germany though. Could be Germany. Could be doing some Weehas. Could be doing some, or not Weehas. You could be doing some Vitas.
I love my Weehas.
Could be German. I'm betting it's Vessel though, 100%. Vessel. Those guys are really great people. That's a great tool company.
Actually,
I hate CP. See, I told you you can't. You gave it away by not saying it was. You should have just said it wasn't China or Taiwan.
Hey, I even like the armor grips.
Screwdrivers are all U.S.
What's that?
Tecton screwdrivers are U.S. made.
Yeah, they're being made by Wildy. Yeah.
Yep. Wildy.
Great screwdrivers.
And they got some stuff going to be coming out of the old Williams plant, apparently.
Oh, you know what? I take that back too. Mayhew's making. You sure Wildy's making them? It might be Mayhew that's actually making Tecton screwdrivers.
I know that Wildy's making their pliers, aren't they?
Yep.
Some of them, yeah. But the thing is, Mayhew's making pliers or screwdrivers for Chanwalk. And so I would imagine that Tecton could have been, they don't look very much different. And I'm not sure if Tecton might be making their own handles and they're doing their shanks. Who knows? That shit's all.
Might be the same as SK's old screwdrivers.
What's up, Shannon Dickerson? All that shit gets so complicated and trying to find out all that stuff. Really, what does it matter at the end of the day? I'm kind of, you know what I mean?
I had some Mayhew screwdrivers, and I wasn't that impressed with them after I used them for a while.
Right.
They were big pass-through ones. They were stout, but I don't know. The handles were kind of cheesy. I don't know. They felt they didn't feel good. They felt like a Sunex, like cartoon oversize.
You'll have that. How you doing there, Turner? What do you got up there? Is it what kind of Celsius you running up there? Let's compare Celsius.
Actually, it's actually relatively warm. It's sitting at 3 right now.
3
But the
degrees
snow's
Celsius?
still frozen.
3 degrees Celsius?
Yeah.
You're a bastard.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's actually quite warm. Quite nice out.
It's negative 25 Celsius here.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's why I moved to the island.
Winter
only lasts for 1 week, and it never gets too cold out here.
Somebody commented on my video today and said that it's colder in Iowa than it is in Toronto, Canada.
Wow.
And that's pretty cool.
The same.
Well, if you look at the weather map right now, there's a huge cold front right over Minneapolis and Iowa. Basically, what I told everybody is that hell is freezing over right now. Is what it all boils down
to. The Biden administration forgot to pay the Mother Earth heating tax.
Yeah, no shit. I had the Tecton screwdrivers like them. Yeah, I can't say there'd be anything wrong with them. I like the Nipex electrical insulator ones. Oh yeah, there you go. That was the Cat's Paw line. Hell yeah. Am I the only guy that personally known with $400 Snap-on screwdriver set in my Yukon box in the basement for no reason or for reason? Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, listen to this. You got knife tools and you just got a box, so you're doing it right. You're not spending. You ain't got an epic box with one set of screwdrivers. That's better than that.
And on other good news for U.S. and Canada, SureWorks is going to be reopening their foundry for their sockets and wrenches in Canada and in Mississauga.
Hey, did you hear that, JD Pico? Your buddies, that guy that's from SureWorks. There's a big SureWorks guy.
I got a friend that's redoing all the equipment machinery in the old Vancouver plant, and they're updating. They're moving their whole entire Taiwan factory back to Vancouver.
We got a future independent tool dealer here.
Wow.
432. Hell yeah. Look at this. Future independent. What you're going to be, I'm curious. I'd like to get it. You know what? One day, after you get going for a little bit, I'd like to have you come on. I'd like to get an independent new guys and see what they're going to sell on their truck. Loud bar guy. Sorry. No, it's all good. Don't worry about it. We'll write it in the comments if we need to tell you anything. I have a 68-inch Epic at work. Well, there you go. Your Epic's probably full at work. That's awesome. Yeah, there you go.
It's a lot
Mike
of bucks.
I gotta say those Icon Swedish pliers, they're still holding up pretty good at the shop compared to my Snap-on pair. I gotta say that for the price, I don't know if you're not using them every day. It's a tough call on those ones, but
well, I kind of fumbled on that little video there I did. So if you notice, those S-jaw pliers are not the same as the PWZs as far as the jaw design. So I'm really now I'm kind of in a pickle because I feel like I need to buy a set of PWZs, which I really don't want to because I don't want to spend $130 on them. Because, like I said, I really just don't. I've never had a really exorbitant need of them. The PWZs have straight jaws on them, more like a pipe wrench, and the S pliers are the Swedish pipe wrenches. So do I need them? I don't know. I guess I'm gonna dink around with them and see what I feel like, but.
Because I got that 42-inch pair, and that's the only one that I actually really use out of the set that I got. So,
42-inch pair.
Yep.
Where'd you get those at?
Snap-on.
Oh my God!
Wow.
The 42-inch PWZ. They have a 42-inch.
Yep. And it actually comes in very handy for doing doing repairs on some of the pumps, on the big commercial pumps.
Man, at that point, I just get a pipe wrench.
I didn't even know they had a fucking 42-inch PWZ.
Oh yeah. But unfortunately, it's like the 21. It doesn't have the quick adjust. That's the only thing
big guy
one's got to do is get that quick adjust on the 21.
You've never seen the big guy, Chad?
The what?
The big PWZ.
I'll have to make a video tomorrow of them. I'll make a video for you, Chad.
It's like, what would you say? It's about 30 inches long or so? 36?
They're 42 inches. They're 42
long? Yeah, they're big. Long. They're big as shit.
Yeah, they're monsters.
They're gigantic.
And they're $800. That's the scary thing about them.
Yeah.
Snap-on or from Baco?
That is Snap-on. They're the actual Snap-on ones.
Well, the Baco ones I looked at, and the sad part is about them. Hell, they're not much cheaper. It's like fun.
They're usually just a little bit cheaper. The Baco makes those Snap-on ones, Turner. That's who.
The Baco makes the Snap-ons, the Williams, and the Baco makes the Snap-ons and the Williams.
I will say, if
Snap-on owns Baco though, so it's really not technically rebranding.
Yeah,
right. It's just labeling them Snap-on.
Well, that's another fumble I made up on too. So I was having a discussion with a guy about rebrands. Okay, so here's the thing here. I always say that, and I'm kind of an idiot, okay? Which is okay. I'm okay with being wrong. When you call something a rebrand, so Pepsi does this, McDonald's does this, where they rebrand their label. So you can have the same name and change your label, and that's still considered a rebrand, right?
It's still a rebrand. I get what you're saying. But I'm saying it's not something another company. I'm just saying that's still not from an outside source with Snap-on throwing their name on it. It's not like they're doing about it. It's not like they're doing it's not like they're doing
the Snap-on and the Baco are made in two totally different plants, and they're two totally different designs.
No, they're not.
They're totally different. I've got a pair of the Baco, and they're like the handle design and the actual and the jaw angle and the jaw design and the tooth.
They literally say same on the Snap-on website.
It actually says Baco on the Snap-on pliers.
Yeah, and it's the same. Yeah,
I never noticed it on mine.
Yeah, and it's
engraved in the slot of the handle, I believe. It says Baco on it.
But the angle of the jaws on the Baco ones are more similar to the Icon ones, because that's the things like for the front end alignments, the angle on the Icon ones actually works better than the Snap-on angle.
The Bacos are the exact same too. You can get a Baco. You can get a Baco Swedish pipe wrench. They have another style. I know what you're getting at now.
I'm probably talking about the Swedish pipe wrench ones, the ones that are actually a little bit different.
Baco has a Swedish pipe wrench. It's called a BH343. Swedish model.
Yeah,
Not the
big
orange
thing with no handles. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. That's the only one I've seen from Baco.
There you go. Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense now. But hey, easy to get confused on that. I could see where it's all confusing anyway because it's ridiculous. I mean, we got 3 different names on the same tool. Like, who wouldn't get confused? That's the shit that really wears a guy down.
Yeah.
Finding these like you got a Taiwan manufacturer that's manufacturing tools for VIM, Gearrange, all these different companies, Sunex, and everybody says, well, the ABV and the Sunex are the same. They can be made in the same factory, but they're not the same socket. All this shit is, there's 500 different recipes of metallurgy. Everybody has to come up with their own type of fucking, they have to come up with their own type of shit when they put it in there.
Yeah.
It's like, if you want to make a pizza, I bet you're not going to make it the same way I do. You're probably not going to put the same ingredients in it that I do. And that's what it all boils down to, is everybody makes their pizza different. New York pizza is better than Chicago pizza. Chicago pizza is better than New York pizza. You know what I mean? It's pizza. That's what it is. Tools and pizza are the same. I have now solved the problem.
That is not true. Chicago style pizza is not pizza. That's a fucking pie.
Yeah, that's true. That's a pie, and it's a square one usually.
But that's the thing is, it's the same thing though. It's the pizza argument. Gone tool. It's not. Are we not entertained? Yeah, I always wanted to do the Swedish model. You and me, Bill, me and you both. Just 2 of us. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they definitely replicated it. Well, that's the funny thing is. So the thing is, when it's called a rebrand, I don't think it's called a rebrand if you're using somebody else's design. It's a knockoff. That's all there is to it. It isn't a rebrand. It's a knockoff. So
the problem that we have is we've run out of designs. They're like engineers just aren't creative anymore. They can't. There's nothing to invent now. All they can do is just, well, if we just make this rivet this shape and put this color on it, it's re-engineered. Like, we've run out of options. It's like movies. We're remaking all the old same movies now. We've run out of movies to make. We've run out of songs to sing.
You could have a pre-snap-on model too. You could have a pre-snap-on model. That's kind of an interesting thought there too. Maybe before Baco or Snap-on bought Baco, you have a pre-snap-on.
Well, Williams used to make their old Swedish style pipe wrench. It was made by Williams back in the 80s. And they had it looked more like a vice grip, a really long handled vice grip.
I'm with you, buddy. I never met a pizza I didn't like. Reverse engineering. Exactly, Shannon Dickerson. Reverse engineering knockoffs. So all these people that have been calling pliers rebrands, when you do like when Icon pliers, when they call them rebranded snap-ons, that's actually a false statement. It's a knockoff. It's 100% a knockoff. That's a legit deal.
Yeah.
Remember when you see Dragon's Teeth on your local tool truck? It was me. Right on. I'm gonna. If I see Dragon's Teeth, I'm going to be huge. I like it.
Well, that's the thing is that everyone thinks everyone's ripping off Snap-on's 3-position plier, but Snap-on stole that design from a Japanese company in the 70s.
Yeah, I did a short about that. They did them off Igarashi. Igarashi had 3-position pliers.
Yep.
Well, Snap-on. So here's the thing: is Snap-on didn't steal a lot of stuff from the Japanese. They actually paid for the royalties for that.
Yeah, bought it. Yeah.
So they did it for Koken. That's the thing is, Snap-on actually has done a lot of legit things, whereas Harbor Freight hasn't done those legit things. So, and a lot of people aren't doing those legit things. So you look back
at the Wobble Plus first, right?
What's that?
Didn't Koken come out with the Wobble Plus?
Correct, exactly. And Snap-on paid Koken for that.
Right.
They didn't steal that design. They properly asked to use that design and paid them for it.
They built it under license, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Share screen for a minute, Chad.
Oh yeah. Oh shit! I didn't see that. Add stage. There we go. Ooh, look at that purple.
You see my mouse?
Yep.
I don't get the purple
Baco
option
right
here in Canada.
I believe it says Baco right in here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're 100% correct about that.
And it does say made in Spain, but not all of them are from Spain.
The big guys,
big guys, they're the big 42-inch ones. Are
how much are they?
They're Argentina or some shit.
Oh, really?
Let me look here.
Oh, they're not
41 and 3/4 inch.
41 and 3/4. Holy shiitake mushrooms. Yep. Oh, those are different, John.
Right here, wherever ARG stands for, country of origin.
Argentina. Huh.
But the other ones are Spain.
My God, we all did some learning tonight. $645.15.
It's chunk change if you want to turn a pipe. You know, JD Kiko blow that price out of the water. $55.
$55. Hell yeah. Simply spinning. Bad echo. Gotcha. Snap-on warranty stuff immediately that's made in the States of Americans. That's why I like to pay for the quality. I have not had any problems with my warranty. I don't drink Kool-Aid. I drink Crystal Light, buddy. Listen, Jay, I don't drink anybody's Kool-Aid, JD Tico. You ought to know that. I don't give a shit who you are.
Tang, man. I was always a Tang kid. I had to have Tang.
Yeah, Tang's not bad either. I like Tang too. I was going to buy them. I have no need other than wheel alignments. That's exactly what I hear a lot of guys say, and that's the only thing.
I use them on wheel alignments, but the most common time I use them on wheel alignments, honestly, are your big F-250s, your big old 3/4 ton trucks, and your Jeeps that have the long tow bar that you got to set total tow on.
Yeah,
that big ass long bar. If it gets kind of shitty, like it does here in the Midwest and the Northeast and all that shit, gets all nice rusty. Those work real well, biting on the bar and grabbing it. Sometimes I got two of them. Sometimes two pipe wrenches.
I haven't done an alignment for 6 or probably 4 years. I think it was the last one I done on the Geolander. There's alignment guys that, whenever you go to a shop, I just pay the $85 and have them align my car. If I do an engine swap and need to do I have a deal set up and I have a flat fee for $85. So, if I replace parts, yeah, but I still don't sit there and adjust the tie rod ends like that. I usually do that when I take the tie rod ends off, so it's not like I get why those guys that are doing alignments use them. But for me, if you're not doing alignments, what other use would those PWCs be a great use for?
On a car?
Yeah.
Not a whole lot.
Maybe turning a pulley or something, or I don't know. I don't.
They're actually not made for mechanics.
Everybody has their own way of using tools. I mean, I use vice grips.
I can believe that.
I use a good pair of channel locks, or not channel locks, but I use vice grips frequently just to hold and turn the inner tie rod in and lock on it.
Right.
And break the jam nut loose and shit. I just use a good set of vice grips.
Right.
That's the funny thing. Everyone thinks Snap-on's only for mechanics. Our Snap-on wrap actually stops off at a couple plumbing places, plumbing shops and stuff like that. They actually have a whole line of tools for electricians, plumbers, and they also have machining equipment for millwrights. Like they're just not automotive.
Yeah, I know my Snap-on guy stops at some machine shops, and I do think he stops at some pipe fitting shop and.
Well, I can 100% see why they're for heavy duty guys, because turning PTO shafts or stuff like that would be, it'd be a great deal because they're using pipe wrenches all the time. I feel like I see a lot of heavy duty guys doing that. I mean, when I'm on the farm, I would say it would be a great plier for being on the farm, absolutely, and industrial stuff like that. But in automotive field, it's just not something that I use. That much. I'm just being honest. It might be a great plier, but I don't have a really great opinion.
I use my every once in a while for alignments. I got a bigger one. I have 3 of them. I don't have the really big set.
Texan
I think they actually make 4 sizes.
They've got the 12. They've got I think it's an 8, a 12, a 17, a 21. They got a 28, and they got a 4, and they got the 41. Well, the 42.
Turtle Poop, you
I probably got the 21 and the 28. I don't know. I got 3 different sizes. The big ones I've used on like F-250s, Jeeps with the big tow bar you gotta turn and adjust. Little ones I've used a few times on smaller cars and tie rod ends, and I've used the little ones on a drain plug that was rounded to all shit. They did it real good and took the drain plug out.
Turtle Poop, you take care. Help the missus get better, buddy. I appreciate you stopping in. I understand you probably got your hands full of taking care of all that stuff. So have a good one, buddy.
But I don't know. Every tool has its use. A lot of stuff that mechanics buy, they don't need necessarily use.
You know, they say that, but there's still a lot of people say they ain't found a use for me. So,
there's some people out there that just buy shit to have it, like me.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie. I like cool tools, new shit, something I don't have.
I am CP the Tool Addict, so I can't disagree with you on that. Like, I
know you're bad about it too.
I mean, 2024.
I think all 4 of us sitting here on the panel are bad about it. It doesn't matter what brand it is. If it's something that looks cool, unique, and you don't have it yet, you probably buy it.
Yeah, 2024. I'm really trying to cut.
I buy a lot of cheap shit that looks like it's built solid, and I don't have it, or I could always use another pair. I buy stuff from Menards, whatever their brand is. What's their brand again? Powerbuilt? No.
I'll be honest with you. What tools have been coming out that have been great lately? I mean, really Harbor Freight, but every year in January, Harbor Freight releases a few tools, and that's normal. But I mean, Snap-on had they're releasing the locking pliers, which they've kind of been around. I mean, nobody's really doing anything because production is down, or getting stuff made is a pain in the ass. So other than Lyle coming out with probably the most new innovative shit this year, I haven't seen anything come out from anybody else.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything that made me go, ooh.
Right. Last year, a lot of shit was coming out that made me go, ooh. I was excited.
What was Snap-on's last release? And I don't even know if it was last year. Was it last year or the year before? The LN 47s?
Yeah, 47 ACFs. Yep. Those were
those in 2023 or those 2022?
22. It came out in 22. That was my favorite pair of pliers in 22.
So what did Snap-on come out in 23 with that so special?
Nothing. Absolutely different.
They came out with a couple of brushless tools, didn't they?
A bunch of lights.
Didn't they come out with some brushless ratchets?
Yeah,
those in 2022
too. Came out with that, and they came out with the triggered impact, and they came out with those. Let's see, what else was a big scrapers? Carbon scrapers.
The 861.
That was 2022. New lights and yes, that's all.
Yeah, those new carbon scrapers. That one I kind of had a laugh because that's just a re-release because they stopped making them, then they started making them again.
Right, carbon scrapers. I mean, they've been.
I'll tell you what, their carbon scraper ain't no bullshit, dude. You want to talk about?
No, it's a good one. That's why I got
very, very sharp edge. You gotta be real careful on aluminum with them. Yeah. When it says pulling on aluminum and push on steel, the super scrapers, the Lyle rebrands or whoever the hell's making them all.
Lyle's aren't the same as the super scrapers, though.
No, the super scrapers are solid Snap-on in-house, always have been.
There's no super scraper.
No, the super scrapers, the original super scrapers, Turner, are made here in Iowa, and those things will bite into aluminum badass too. That's what I have. The wooden handle super scraper. Those are the original ones.
Yeah, those are the ones I got from 1988, 1990.
The Snap-on one is great. They're very expensive, of course, because it's Snap-on and it's got Snap-on handle on it.
The Zeus Plus, they came out with the Zeus Plus. Was that last year they came out with that, or the beginning of this year?
Last year.
Yeah,
that was last year. This year is that new legend, the new Solstice Plus. They got the Solstice Plus.
But the legend, the Zeus Plus is
something good that Snap-on came out with this year.
Nothing exciting really.
They came out with a few new pliers that might be good for certain people. They came out with a new hose clamp plier.
Yep, Master Force Menards brand. Here in Premium Basin, they're a huge market for tool needs, oil, gas, fabrication dealerships, heavy duty shops, landscaping, more. Hell yeah. I'll bet, dude. Oil fields are big money. Lyle's awesome. Made in Clarendon, Iowa. Hell yeah, sir.
They did come out with that
Snap-on's best release of 2023. Snap-on's best release of 2023, and sadly, many people didn't get a chance to look at them, see them, or touch them. Would probably be their ratcheting 5-piece long-handled wrench set. That is $800, but probably you work it out with your Snap-on deal, you can do better.
Never heard of them.
Those are the best ratcheting wrenches I've ever seen. They blow the mountains out of the water.
What's up, Mid-Atlantic Tools? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I would say that's a fair assessment. That probably the best thing they came out with. But at $800, I mean, I literally can't choke down that puke.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go the Tecton route myself for $160.
Well, hear me out on this. The Astro Nano ratchet. That's my thing. Is the Astro Nano ratchet is a long head, slim head design, and it doesn't have the button on it. Granted, you have to reverse it, but that's a $50 ratchet, and if you've got the nano sockets, you've already got 0-degree offset stuff.
Yeah, I have it. It's a double flex 1722, and I have every nano socket they make in 3/8 and half-inch drive. I've had them since the beginning, plus the 2 original nano impact wrenches.
Short barrel air hammer again last year. They discounted it like 1983. Oh, okay. Mid-Atlantic Tools, they knew? No. Mid-Atlantic Tools, he's an independent tool dealer. He's got like a year-round truck.
If there was a such thing as an Astro fanboy, I might be an Astro fanboy. I'll admit it.
Hey, what's up, Living Country? Been a while. Great to be back. Great to have you back.
You know what? I was talking to my buddy again tonight that works for Harbor Freight. He's a regional or district manager for Harbor Freight in this southeast part of Michigan. And you know what he was telling me caused the whole thing with Harbor Freight? Going after Snap-on and going after every tool manufacturer out there and just build it and buying it and having everybody make everything they can to get in their stores. You're not gonna believe me. You're not gonna believe me when I tell you who Eric Schmidt watches every YouTube video he puts out. And he's getting all his ideas from him. Like, I'm gonna take over the tool industry. I'm gonna show everybody I am the true godfather of the tool business. He watches freaking JD Pico.
Who does? Eric Schmidt?
Yeah, I guess he watches them like almost 24/7.
I know that. I know
laptop in his bed, and he just puts JD Tico's shit on fucking replay.
I know that
he thinks he's the freaking godfather of the tool business. I'll show him. So he's got everybody building everything. I'm only saying this because I see Nick's in the chat right now.
Yeah, but Eric Schmidt is evil.
Yes, he's a crazy left winger.
That's true. He's evil. That's why he's like, I'm going to do what JD Tico says he's going to do. I'm going to do it bigger and better. I already got 4,000 stores. I wonder how many Harbor Freights are there?
Eric Schmidt can lick the frosting off my butthole.
Oh, look, I've got loads of Harbor Freight tools, okay? Like everybody else. And I'll admit they've made leaps and bounds with some of their stuff. It's actually
you got tons of Harbor Freight tools like everybody else. You come over to my house, you're not going to find anything here from Harbor Freight other than this fucking screwdriver that is not even mine. My neighbor.
What else you got?
What is that screwdriver? I've never seen an orange one. What is that? A Quinn?
No, this is I'm using my cell phone for camera.
Yeah. Dave doesn't keep his Harbor Freight.
This is some piece of shit. This is a piece of shit. I bet I can break it.
Don't hurt yourself, Dave.
Let's see if I can break my hands.
Dave keeps all his Harbor Freight stuff at work, not at home.
Yeah, I don't.
I bet you guys dare me to fucking chip this fucking screwdriver in my mouth.
Calm down, Dave. I'm gonna put you in timeout if you don't calm down.
Do it bouncing on a pogo stick.
Oh, it does. Right? Schittsburg.
I have no idea where the even came from. It's the only one.
There's only one tool brand in Harbor Freight that I feel is worth the money, and that's Quinn. Honestly, yep. I feel like Quinn's the up and coming because you're paying more for the Icon name. Quinn is using simple packaging, so they're not overcharging for that. It seems to be that they're definitely using Quinn to rip off things like Astro and Gear Wrench.
Quinn's been around a lot longer too.
Not really.
Quinn's been around for a long time before Harbor Freight got their hands on them.
I liked their plier set for a while, but man, they fell apart. I did a video on those.
Oh, really?
They were, after about a year, they just fucking fell apart.
Were they double jointed?
Now I see Nick in chat. I gotta go check out his website. See if he's got
they were $6. And it was something that I bought for the shop because I knew they were either going to let it get rusty or break it. That's where Harbor Freight comes in handy. You need something for some guys that don't take care of their shit that you can replace real easy. That's where you go. You don't want to spend a lot of money.
Well, I got to tell you this much. Harbor Freight has made me a lot of money when it comes to the fact that when I do videos on them, that's all I can say about them. What is that? Power Probe. Those things.
It's their cordless electric.
Yeah, that's been out for a while.
I know, but I never knew about it till yesterday. Now I want one.
The problem is I've heard guys say they don't get hot enough still. I have the cordless staple gun, plastic welder. That thing's amazing, Turner.
Yeah.
If you have any stuff that you got to fix with plastic, that Power Pro plastic welder that they have is damn awesome. That thing's gangster. 100%. JD Pico, jump on for a few. No, he's in a bar. He's doing. I mean, if he wants to, he can. I ain't gonna stop him. I sent links out to a couple other people. They should have some other we should have some other guests coming in here sometime, I'm guessing.
That'd be even cooler if he's drunk. If he's out drinking at the bar, think about how much he'd be smashing the bar then.
The what?
He'd be smashing the shit out of the bar if he's got some alcohol in him.
For sure.
Yeah, get him worked up.
I just did this randomly. I wasn't even planning this. I'm in a bar watching a football game. Has San Francisco put them away yet? Let's check the score. Go George Kittle!
When is San Francisco playing?
San Francisco playing tomorrow. What in the French toast is going on here?
God damn this fucking thing! Aren't they playing tomorrow, San Francisco?
No, they're playing tonight.
Are they?
Yeah, and
Green Bay fucks them up.
Packers are up.
Huh?
Packers are up right now.
I hope Packers fuck them up, but then again, I hope they don't, because I'm not sure. If Detroit beats, which I'm really expecting them to tomorrow, beat Tampa Bay. I think Detroit's going to beat Tampa Bay. Then they got to play the winner of San Francisco and
yeah, no good, Mr. Howdy.
San Francisco and Green Bay. But Green Bay has actually been on fire the last part of the season.
I'm not gonna lie, I got the game on right here now. I got the deal off. I got the game on while we're chatting.
21-17.
Yeah, I'm like.
Well, Green Bay, we're 1-1 with Lions. 1-1 with Green Bay.
Weren't they a wild card seed? I think Green Bay go from a wild card seed to becoming. We can't talk about football. We got to stay off that. This is a tool channel. People will leave this son of a buck faster than you can say. Yeah, go Bills. Hey,
there's a lot of tools on that field.
Yeah, I'm a Chief fan. I'm a Chief fan or San Francisco fan. But I kind of don't. I wouldn't be upset if they beat the Chiefs. I'm not gonna lie to you, Mike. I'm not a huge NFL guy though. I'm a college guy. I don't really care. Yeah, Green Bay was 7th seed. Yeah, there you go. I'm pretty surprised with Green Bay too. Yeah, they're 7th seed and they're beating San Francisco, which is number 1 seed. So, like in the NFC,
Green Bay's been on a tear ever since they beat Detroit on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I guess so. The Packers are coming back. Keith, I knew you were all right. Hell yeah. I've always been.
Thank God they run a top seat. You
imagine car guy. I was a Chiefs fan back when Trent Green was playing, so I ain't no like bandwagoner for Patrick Mahomes. I was watching back when we won Dante Hall and Trent Green and those guys went 7-0 and got their ass kicked right out of the NFL that year. I cashed out of my bet and won. This game is up in the air. Yeah, this game is definitely up in the air, and I'm not even lying to you. So, I'm not a huge NFL guy though. So, I like college football way more than I do NFL. I follow the players mostly when I watch NFL. I like watching the college players. I like watching those guys turn in, like George Kittle's an Iowa guy. I'm an Iowa fan. So, and we got Detroit. We got our boy up there, Sam Laporta, up there kicking ass for Detroit.
Yeah. Well, what about our college team?
Who's that?
U of M.
I don't know who those guys are.
Never heard of U of M is?
No, never heard of them.
Fucking championship.
Did they? I never even watched that.
What was it the Rose Bowl or?
I'm messing with you, Dave. Are you kidding me?
No, it's a Rose Bowl.
Michigan won the college championship. I honestly, had even when they played us in the Big Ten championship, I didn't think Michigan had a shot in hell. But when they beat Alabama, I knew they were for real. And I was like,
I knew they were for real when they beat Ohio State too.
Yeah, that was a close game though.
Well, those two teams are rival teams. They can keep going back and forth.
They definitely beat the brakes off of Washington. So, like that Washington team, everybody was like talking.
The question is which college institution spends more money on their football team is who's got the better players.
I don't. Yeah,
even though that's not supposed to be taking place, but I think everybody knows that.
I'm not working on electric cars at all. Atlanta's gonna hire Bill Belichick. Wow, dude, that would be insane.
I will be working on electric cars. I want to play with them.
Fun fact: I used to be an Atlanta Falcons fan too. I used to watch. I became a lot of fans because of Warwick Dunn. He was a super nice guy.
I've got $2,000+ already wrapped up in tools for electric cars, and I'm just waiting for people to bring more of them in. I'm going to be going to a Tesla training class in the near future.
I refuse to work. Or if you refuse to work on electric cars, I don't want to deal with it. That's all there is to it. I really don't want to.
The new generation of gasoline cars are going to be a whole hell of a lot of electronic.
I've worked on a couple of Priuses and done I've done a battery change on a Prius, and I'm just not gonna. If I could, it's
the hybrid battery.
Yeah,
I've replaced cells on those before. I've never changed the whole battery.
Yeah, the whole battery pack.
You just repair the bad cells.
Yeah, the whole thing was shot. They all need to be replaced.
But if you talk to engineers out there and you see designs of because I'm lucky, I have two friends that are both the mechanical engineers. That one works for Chrysler or Stellantis, and one works for General Motors. The newest gasoline powered engines they're working on, they're going to be removing the freaking camshaft out of them. They're going to be removing the lifters, the valve springs, all that stuff, and the valves are going to be all electronically controlled.
Oh, somebody did that. Solenoid actuated.
Yeah, it's all going to be solenoid actuated.
Yeah, somebody did that.
Provides with Westward, which is a house brand of Granger. Oh, Westward, I've seen those wrenches.
Another thing they're doing is electric heat grids in replacing the heater core with an electric heat grid. Now, I'm wondering how that'll work out and when the first car will burn down.
Westward wrenches are the same as the Pioneers at Jet, and I think Home Depot used to sell them too. They're those raised panel ones. They're really good wrenches.
Awesome. They're also getting rid of T-stats on all the new cars too, and going with electronically controlled valves that open and close based on temperature and the computer's command.
Who was it that did that? Somebody was working on that deal, and it was on YouTube for a while, and I forget the name of the company, but they had that stuff actuated.
I think the first one that's actually going to have a car that might already be on. We'll have to ask them. They might already be selling it. It might already be out now. I know Nissan was going to be putting it into theirs.
What's up, Raiden?
No T-stat.
Ducky.
Hey, Raiden.
I know Fluffy and I were talking about that, and he mentioned that Nissan's doing that too. No T-stat. It's electronically controlled, and
I could really care less about EV stuff. I'll tell you what. Here's the thing:
this is for gasoline cars. These are all cars that they're doing this shit with.
Well, I mean, even the Duramaxes are high output shit too. There's a lot of cars that are using high output electric injectors on their cars. So, I mean, that's bad enough. So, I mean, I guess I'll just deal with it when it comes around. You know what I mean?
It's not just going to be one hell of a draw, Shannon. They could figured that out a long time ago. And I figured that out a long time ago. It's a matter of keeping the temperature of that electronic heat exchanger
valve. That's the one,
right? So you don't melt down the fucking car and you don't start a fire on the car in the box.
Let me ask you this though, Dave. From my experience of any EV stuff, what tools do you really need that are special? If you discharge the battery, unhook and discharge the battery like it's called for service precautions, what special tools do you really need to work on EV stuff?
Well, you need the Elon Musk E85, 672, 457 bit driver set to get all the security bits out of the car because none of them are Torx or Torque Plus or this, that.
Is that like the flatulent?
I'm joking.
Is that like the flatulator 6000?
The most expensive thing is the tester for the flux capacitor.
Is that like the flatulator 6000?
Yeah. The stretcher.
The flux
with
capacitor.
The double rotator? The double rotator.
After this last cold spell, nobody's fucking Teslas would fucking get moving. Nor would they take charges. I don't know how well this whole electric theory shit's gonna go.
Yeah.
Oh, my dad bought one, and they opened the.
Oh my god!
They opened the battery cover, what you would call the hood, and closed it, and it didn't make a switch, and the fucking thing died 15 miles down the road and wouldn't do anything, and they had to have it towed.
They do a lot of stupid shit on cars. It's like Audi Volkswagen came up with this design with no dipstick in their fucking car, right? No dipstick, oil dipstick. First, they took trans dipsticks away, and now they take away oil dipsticks. And if the oil level got too low and it sensed it, you get in your vehicle and on the information center, it would sit there and say, engine oil low, add a quart of oil.
How?
Okay, so you pop the hood open and you add a quart of oil. And
what's the beeping?
The next day, his ignition.
Sorry, I'm getting out of the car.
The next day, you get in your car, and you start your Volkswagen and your Audi up, and it says, you add a quart of oil to your Volkswagen.
My TV dinner was done.
And the next day, you get in your car, and it tells you the same thing. Now, the average Joe would start thinking about it, but there's a lot of stupid people in the world, so they go add another quart of oil to it.
Right.
You know,
fill it up to the valve cover. Fuck it.
You know, Audi was stupid enough that they didn't just use the oil sensor, the level sensor, to reset that information. So you didn't keep putting oil in the fucking car. It actually had to sense the hood being open for a minute or longer. And guess what they had a failure on? The hood jar switches weren't working right. So the car never reset that stupid message. So people that weren't really smart in a 7-day period might put 7 more quarts of oil in their car. And guess what happened? It started smoking out the tailpipe like you wouldn't believe, leaking out of every port on the freaking car.
Oh, you're
There's actually a class action lawsuit against Audi and Volkswagen about it. They lost their ass on that. All because it kept telling customers add a quart of oil to it and it wouldn't reset. But it took the hood to be open to reset, and the hood jar switches were failing on those. There was a flaw in them, and it didn't even tell you the hood was ajar. So the computer didn't know you opened the hood. Therefore, it didn't think you ever put oil in it. So it never reset the message and then check the oil level. It's stupid design. Just bottom line. No dipstick is stupid. They should have a dipstick. If it has oil in it, it should have a dipstick.
Agreed.
That's the funny thing is because with those BMWs, we actually have them at the shop, and I've got a couple BMW Mercedes. They sell the dipstick at the dealership. The hole's there. There's a little bolt or a plug in it, but you have to buy the dipstick tube and dipstick separately from the dealership.
I see the car guy 316. You are correct. The Chrysler Hurricane Inline 6 does not have a dipstick. Chrysler Stellantis decided to get wise and make all the mistakes that various other manufacturers such as BMW and Audi and Volkswagen have made, and Mercedes.
Who works on BMW and Volkswagen? I mean, come on.
I get stuck in bastards one
out here.
You got to be outside your damn mind to be working on that stuff.
I get stuck with them.
I work on
the
them.
Volkswagen VW Jetta Golf deal is like, the official car of the Communist Party out here.
The Chrysler Hurricane Inline 6 doesn't have a dipstick neither.
No,
Shut
Chrysler's
the
getting rid of it.
That's because it's a Daimler product. It's a Daimler product, and all of them Daimler, Mercedes, and all that.
Daimler's gone. Daimler's gone, man. It's Stellantis now. It's Fiat.
Yeah, Stellantis. Well, it's a Stellantis thing,
The biggest problem is
all their Mercedes are that way now. A lot of the cars from
that's because
Chrysler,
people can't.
Daniel Anderson's got one of the great ones, the old Buick 3800. GM engineers called the 3800 the great one. And it was the great one.
I'm with you, Daniel. 3800 till I die.
What's that?
I'm with Daniel. 3800 till I die. I'll run that thing for the rest of my life. I'll be the only guy running a 3800 Park Avenue. Limited.
Those things start running like shit. Just replace the timing chain, and you'd be surprised. They just
timing chain or a module, or ignition module. They'll leak some water. The coolant will go bad, and have an alternator go out. You'll be good to go again.
Now, was that just a 300 Buick with cylinders lopped off?
Yeah. 3800 is basically a 350 Chevy, just the cylinders lopped off. 4.3 just bored out a little bit.
Right, so it's a 300. It's a 300 Buick, like a 64 Buick, right? With
no, I don't know if it was that. I'm not sure if it was that. I thought it was a 350 Chevy, basically.
No, that's the Chevy. That's the 4.3.
It's a 350 Chevy, basically, with two cylinders off of it, and a slightly smaller motor.
But a 3.8 Buick's different. That's a Buick engine. So I'm thinking it's like a 300.
Yeah, it's a Chevy design engine.
The 3.1 and the 3.8 are pretty similar. They're really about. They're pretty similar.
He really shouldn't have put Buick 3800. Because the actual 3800 I think he's talking about is a Chevrolet built engine. Now the old Oddfire Buick 231 that the distributor was mounted in the front of the engine, that was in Grand Nationals and shit like that. That's a 3.8 liter also. That is a Buick.
Back in the 32. Yeah. I worked on a Land. I worked on a Land Cruiser. Was it Land? No, I worked on a Defender. No, Defender. Land Rover. No, the Defender. No, it was a $200,000 custom truck. One of the four. It was a 4-door job with ostrich seats, and that was the most expensive pile of garbage I ever worked on in my entire life. And that was the last time I'll ever work on anything like that.
Now the GM is this correct, Chad? The GM 3800. That is a Chevrolet design motor that they used in Oldsmobiles, Chevrolets, Buicks. And
I've heard a lot of things. I guess I'm not no expert on it. I've heard a lot of things. I know that the 3100, the 2.8, the 3400, and the 3800 are all similar engines.
They're all made by Chevrolet division, but they were used in many models across.
Yeah, the multi-port series
of
that family.
They were used in Pontiac. They were used in Buick. They were used in Oldsmobile, and they were used in Chevrolet.
That's a different family.
The Buick 231 was like the engine that was turbocharged as a 3800. What they call it, the Oddfire 3800.
It was originally a 3.2 liter 198 cubic inch engine was a 3.8 was what it was.
Okay, those are 90 degree and based on a small block Buick, an early small block Buick. They come out
1962. General, from what it's saying right here, the Buick V6 is an overhead valve V6 engine developed by Buick division of General Motors. First introduced in 1962, the engine was originally 198 cubic inch, 3.2 liter.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a 3800 Buick. I don't think that's a 3800 that we saw in Chevy Impalas and Grand Prix.
It was a Fireball engine. They refined it to a 3.8, 230 cubic inch.
Yeah, it's 231 and 230 cubic inch, 3.8 liter, what they call it, I think, an odd fire. The distributor originally was mounted up in the front of the motor, not in the back of the motor.
That's a different engine. I think that's a 60 degree if it's the same as a 3.1 and a 3.
I was wrong. 3.3 liter. I remember that in the Pontiacs would have been the same. Yeah. It was a smaller engine. I like that engine too. I forgot about that. I had one in a Grand Am, but a 3.3 was a good one.
3.3 was a solid motor.
Right. Those are 60 degree. Narrow degree V.
Yeah, they were a sweet little engine. Suzuki Grand Vitara. Turbo at Ace Hardware, I'll set you up. Turbo come to Ace Hardware, I'll set you up. Question is necessary to invest in tool truck quality tools. If I do this for a living, or would it be fine to be a mid range? Mid range would be fine if you're not sure and you're not just getting into it. We're gonna get off the engine kick here a little bit. Sorry guys, I didn't mean to break it up.
You're fine. You're fine.
I'm gonna answer this question. If you're gonna invest in tools and you're not really absolutely dead set on being in this industry, why go out and spend a pile of money? Now, I started out with SK, so you can get a pretty good level of quality of tools, but honestly, I don't think they don't have that offering anymore. A lot of those tool companies have disappeared. So now it's kind of like, what's your best Taiwanese tool? I think a Tekton set of tools will be good. I think that you'd be pretty solid because their warranty is really great. That's why I would stick with something that's going to be a very reliable warranty. I would say Harbor Freight could be, but the problem is if you lose something from Harbor Freight, I don't like the fact that there's not replacements available.
There's not,
and that's one of my biggest gripe is with people. That I don't understand is yeah, you can go buy Icon or this and that, but you can't buy replacement stuff there. And
that's one thing. It's one thing Chad is saying, or it's one thing CP is saying that is very true. Everybody out there, beware of this. Icon, Quinn, all the stuff you buy at Harbor Freight, as of right now, they don't sell singles. And as a tech in the field, you're gonna lose stuff from time to time.
You have to call a number.
The longer you do it, the less it'll happen to you. But I'll tell you, in the beginning, you might find yourself forgetting.
You're gonna lose
stuff. Disappears under the hood of a car.
Yeah, you're gonna lose stuff. You're gonna lose
you bump something.
That's why they sell whole sets of just 10 millimeters.
Yeah, you bump something in it. You bump something out. Well, you're working under the hood, and it slides and falls, and you didn't even see it. And you get down with the car. Next thing you know, you're shipping it, and your 13 mil wrench is down there. If it's a 13 mil Icon wrench, you can't buy a 13 mil Icon wrench for a reasonable price because everybody knows nobody sells them single. So guys buy them in sets, and they break them down and sell them single on eBay for like 3 times what they should be. So I do suggest other brands, but you can easily get away with a mid-grade tool with a good warranty in the business.
For sure.
Go buy you, when you go to high-end stuff,
go to Menard.
Like your Snap-on sockets, like Snap-on chrome sockets. I will say that Snap-on chrome sockets will fit into places. Other sockets won't. And you are paying for that quality there. There are times it's not frequent. Very far from frequent, but there are times you will run into a situation where only the Snap-on socket fits in there, or maybe only a high-quality Mac socket fits in there. But the one thing I would never cheap out on, and if you can afford it, I wouldn't cheap out on ratchets.
Tool truck ratchets.
3/8 drive, a 1/2-inch drive. You can probably cheap out on 1/4-inch drive as long as they're not too long. If they're long, I still wouldn't cheap out on the ratchet.
Well, I would. You know what I would do? I would probably, that's the other thing. I guess I kind of like. You can buy vessel screwdrivers and have a really great screwdriver set and save yourself a bunch of money. I'm not.
Yeah,
I
I wish I was at work and you guys could look in my box. I mean, it's half and half. So,
listen. When another man tells another man to look in his box, that is seductive,
you don't
and
want
that's
to read
almost.
my drawer? See,
I don't even know what's going on here.
The
all
other
over,
thing
all
too, I
over
will
my
say
drawer
this.
are
I
like,
will say this for you rookies out there. All your old guys will tell you, you want a wooden hammer, hickory wood hammer, blah blah blah. You're working on cars. I say no to that. I've
A
seen
grilled
so many young guys take a good old swing and miss, and the head of the hammer goes flying somewhere because you just broke the wood handle right the hell off of it.
What's up,
them eyes
dancing
are
with Ronald?
for a subscribe.
In the early 80s, 38 Jim ditched the Chevy and built the one that went solely with the Buick built. Hell yeah. Napa had a great 10 millimeter. You're correct, Mr. Howdy. There you go. That's what I thought. Maybe it's because I logged one on. Who knows? I came here for the driving tips tonight. Hey, thank you for catching my picture. The driving tips. I made the grilled cheese sandwich tonight. You'd really like. There you go. Grilled cheese sounds. Now we're talking about food. You're killing me, Smalls. Is there a slice of tomato on the grilled cheese? Listen to this. These guys are killing me in the comment section. Now we're talking about gourmet grilled cheeses. Mr. Howdy's making gourmet grilled cheeses. Better make enough for everybody, Mr. Howdy. You're gonna talk about it. You better hand them out to everybody in here. So, yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can skin a cat when it comes to tools. I know there's going to be a lot of different answers and a lot of different opinions and a lot
I'm
of
just saying,
different
like,
ways.
I just want people to be aware of the Harbor Freight problem.
Yeah, no, I think that's
That's
the biggest
losing tools. I'm not talking about warranty and breaking. You don't go to Harbor Freight and say, "Oh, I lost my 13 mil Icon wrench. I need one."
There's an urban legend out there that says
So they're going to be like, "Oh, you got to buy a set," and you're like, "Well, I got all the other ones."
if you buy nothing
Why
but
don't they sell a single? I have
if
no idea why you can't get singles yet.
Mr.
Well,
Subaru,
you can
box, steal your 10 millimeter.
You can get singles now because I'm surprised we haven't had anybody come on here. You can get singles, but you have to call the 1-800 number. You have to literally spin the little deal for the monkey to pop out of the box, play the music, and then you order it.
They actually have it set up now to get a single because I have a coworker that called everybody and their brother to Harbor Freight, and this was before Christmas.
Turner, let's hear you.
He could not get a single 13 mil Icon wrench.
Turner, give us your rundown again.
Okay, my rule on tools is like when it comes to a tool that can kill me, like a press or a lift or something like that, I'm always going to spend money on the more premium.
And I'm so mad he does. I wish he'd go really cheap.
But when it comes to like hand tools and stuff like that, warranty, like I ease of warranty, access to that tool, and trusted brand, a brand that's been around for a while, so that way you know that 2 years from now that brand's not going to disappear.
Yeah,
that's always like that's why Home Depot, everyone knocks Husky's quality. Husky's quality, yeah, may have gone downhill, but they've been around. Husky's been around since the 70s, and they're still here. Home Depot's not dropping them, and they're easy to warranty. Like, that's the thing. They may not be a premium tool, but they're a great tool for a starter. Tekton, they're proving themselves really to be a really solid company.
Online warranty is really killer. That's the thing about Tekton.
And like for example, the Napa Pro tools, they're not that bad. They're a good mid-range tool. The nice thing about Napa is if you work at a shop and you break your tool, the next parts delivery that comes by, most of the time they will ship that they will put that tool on the shipment if you call them in time.
Carlisle,
what's that, Frosty?
That's Carlisle. That's the Napa.
Yeah. I don't have the same experience with Carlisle in my area, so I got a bad taste in my mouth for them because I've tried to get tools warranted that I've had broken from them, and those guys are bastards.
Yeah, I've never tried to warranty any.
What's the receipt? I see it says Carlisle on it. Where do you think I got it from? The other Napa in the town? I mean, what's the difference?
That's the thing, is I'm still trying to figure this thing out. Up here in Canada, we have no tools that say Carlisle on them. We actually have Napa. We have Napa Performer. And there are some that say made in Taiwan, some that say made in Canada. So I don't know if we're getting a different brand than you guys, but
it's got to be a Canadian thing.
Like it's weird, but that's the thing: is buy tools that have been buy from companies that have been around, that are trustworthy, and their warranty has been proven and solid. You don't have to have a big fancy name, and like Stanley Black and Decker, they've been around for ages, and their tools are lifetime warranty.
Don't buy anything by Great Neck.
No.
Oh, great! Yeah, buy lots of Great Neck. That's awesome.
It's who
owns SK now. Don't buy anything from Great Neck.
No, Great Star. Great Neck is OEM tools.
Great Star.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, Great Star.
But the thing is I think that's really cool if people can kind of shoot through all the conversation is that you see that the one thing that people don't really understand is everybody has different opinions because there's different things that happen in different areas. Some guy might have a shitty Snap-on guy in his area. That he has bad taste for Snap-on. One guy might have a bad taste for Carlisle in his area.
It's easy to get a bad taste for Snap-on with the way they fucking train their fucking drivers. You just got to get a driver that walks away from training and says, "No, I'm going to be me. I'm not going to be the Snap-on corporate snob."
That makes a big difference.
You end up a corporate Snap-on snob. You got an asshole Snap-on dealer.
I was tightening a drain plug on a cat engine. My old Craftsman ratchet book popped me in the nose. That's the first time I saw the stars. Blood was everywhere. I promised no more cheap ratchets. Amen to that, Daniel. I had the same thing.
That's why I say it's one of my biggest suggestions is don't cheap out on ratchets. I personally like Snap-on. I think Snap-on has got a great feel. They're proven to be strong as shit if you're using them in the proper torque ranges, and their back drag is very tolerable. It's one of the lower ones on the market. But I'm not saying it's Snap-on or nothing. I mean, a lot of guys like the Matco ones, and the Mac ones are better now that they've upgraded the paws in it. A lot of guys like the Mac Access ratchets. A lot of people like the gear wrenches. They all do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Just don't keep out.
Even the gear wrenches, the 92 don't break easy.
I mean, all the tools now are definitely have some place where they're going up in quality. And I've said this before, the Taiwan quality has increased. You got more relevant. With the internet being around now, you have more options. Yeah. I didn't have that when I started, so I bought benchtop from Kmart for my first tool set. Well, actually, my first one was a Buffalo tool set, which was basically a tool set that was bought at a freaking pawn shop or swap meet or something like that. I don't remember. And then I got a benchtop set from Kmart because I didn't even want to buy Craftsman sets because they were a little more expensive than I could afford. Then I started looking at Craftsman and I was like, man, I don't want to get these unless I get the professional series. But the professional series you had to piece together pretty much. So then I decided to go SK and I spent $2,000 on my first tool set back in 1999 and bought a Waterloo 42-inch toolbox, which I was really pleased with and had really good luck with, and it did serve me for a very long time. But all in total, I spent $2,500 on a pretty legit set of wrenches, sockets, ratchets. The older SK roundhead ratchet was a decent enough ratchet back then. And then I got a set of Blackhawk ratchets. Then I started buying Mac tools and upgrading some of the stuff that I didn't like. I had some shitty air tools. I upgraded those with some. I bought my first impact. My first real impact was a Mac Air Impact, which was an AW434, which would have been the Thunder Gun from Ingersoll Rand. And,
old Thunder Gun, loud motherfucker.
My only regret is about buying tools as I kind of look back and I understand people, and this is a dilemma I have is I look back and I hate the fact that I wasted money on some tools that I don't use anymore, that I paid for back then, if that's understandable. When you buy those cheaper tools and you upgrade them, I kind of go, well, I spent $100 on this, but that's $100 I could have put towards a better tool that I would enjoy it a lot longer. That's my only dilemma I have with when I tell people to buy, this, if you're trying to save some money, because at the end of the day, you can probably take some home and use them at home. But once your tools come home with you or wherever they go with you, and you have your good stuff, then that other stuff becomes obsolete. And now I guess you could sell it, but there's probably not much value in it because.
Well, pass it
that would be
down.
my suggestion to buy good. You're going to start out by good quality tools with a warranty on it, a mid-range quality tool with good warranty on it, and a well-known brand. And if you decide to upgrade and replace with higher end, you still have a decent set to take home.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just.
I'm sorry, Chef, you broke your hands with the snap-on ratchet.
Yeah, I just 49ers just won. I missed it. Shut the front door. Oh my God! Are you kidding me? That was.
Are you
Oh
dipping,
my.
Turner?
Oh my God!
Are you dipping?
No,
Are you
I'm
spitting
drinking
in this
coffee.
cup? Oh, okay.
How in the hell? Yeah, Facebook Marketplace. That's honestly a good place to go look for tools too, because now you can get a good quality tool, save yourself a little coin, all in the same. Don't be scared to look for some used tools in some pawn shops.
And
See
the
if you.
other thing,
Thank you, guys.
if you want to start off on the Snap-on truck or stuff like that, you're not locked into what they have on that truck. Ask your rep what they have for repos or returns. You can start off with some discounted stuff, good stuff, same warranty,
Yeah.
and get in that way too. You're not just stuck having
Right.
You know what? Having a budget and don't blow it. That's another thing.
If you do get on that truck, don't buy the secondary line. Stay away from Expert. Stay away from Blue Point. That stuff.
Yeah, you can get all that shit cheaper. You can get all that shit cheaper elsewhere. All that stuff is rebranded Taiwanese built stuff.
And if it comes
down to JDT Co before you go to Blue Point or before you go Blue Point, before you go to any of those secondary companies.
JDT Co.
Go to JDT Co.
I wonder
if your medical insurance is paid before you spend money on tools. Medical insurance first.
Good example.
Turbo, are you still with us, even?
This is a set of three. This is a set. Chad probably even knows off the top of his head what this set roughly runs. I don't. I'm gonna guesstimate. It's a set of FDX.
Flank Drive Extra.
Flank Drive Extra chrome sockets. Semi-deep. No, 3/8 drive, quarter inch or semi-deep 3/8 drive. Metric set. And they're what? 8 through 19.
They'll go up to 24 millimeter.
No skips. And this is probably what, $365?
Yep.
Brand new.
And they don't have a 25 millimeter. They end at 20.
Why would you want a 25 and a 3/8?
I want a 21, 22, and a 23 and a 24 in a 3/8.
You don't need to start off with that set.
You can get those.
You can get them.
I'm saying exactly. You don't need to start off with that.
They'll last you forever, and you may end up.
But straight out of the box, there is no better chrome socket than those.
No, there is not. That
as long
is
as it's not a painted,
correct.
It's not a painted surface or whatever. That will bite better than any other standard 6-point socket on the market.
That is correct.
Snap-on sockets are great, but they do have drawbacks. There's like everything. There's always a flaw. The flaw is that the shoulder broke in. So I know on Audi or on Volkswagens, I've had problems with them taking out sensors. Because you have to use a cheaper on Ford glow plug. It will not take out 8 millimeter deep snap-on. Will not take out a glow plug.
Nope.
Because the shoulder's too shallow.
That's the thing. A deep socket should never have a shallow shoulder because that's the thing is when you're rationing out in a tight spot, you want the bolt to go into the socket, not push the socket out towards the wall.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with that sentiment. Because I want the nut to be solid when I go to start it. So a deep socket with a shallow shoulder is nice the majority of the time. However,
this, ladies and gentlemen, is when the fight starts.
There's no fighting. The thing I'm just explaining. So a short shoulder is nice, and I've showed this on a video before. When that bolt when you get a nut that starts at the bottom when you want that nut to be flush with the end of your socket. Typically, but when you're removing a bolt from a long stud, The stud is skinny, so that's not a problem. But when you have something like a glow plug where that has a large end on it, that shoulder hinders you because it gets in the way because it's a tighter area. Kind of like the Pittsburgh sockets have a really narrow channel in them because they're drilled out and they have a round instead of a squared hole inside of there. So it's just, it's not, everything isn't perfect. That's all there is to it. At the end of the day, once again, it's the pizza argument. Everybody loves pizza, but however you eat your pizza, hey, hello, however you eat your pizza is different than everybody's, and I understand that. But there is situations where you have to understand. I've had cheap sockets, completely dirt cheap sockets, work in situations where Snap-ons wouldn't because of those shoulder issues. However, I do agree with Dave on the fact that Snap-ons are precision machined for fitment on most fasteners for removal of having the right tight fit, fitment, and having a thin profile so that they can get into tighter access areas. It is what it is. I mean, like I said, nothing's perfect. Is there a perfect scan tool out there? No. Is there a perfect woman out there? No. Is there a perfect man out there? No. Is there a perfect car out there? No.
I wish you guys were fighting though. I'd just run and hide. I'd run and hide after 3 you kick the shit out of each other. I can kick you each one more time and be like, I won.
Yeah. I don't even have to. I don't need to fight anymore because I've done it for 3 years. I don't even care. I mean, at the end of the
day, the ultimate thing with your sockets, having a cheap set around anyways, always in handy. You're gonna run into that spot where you need a second socket because you don't want to switch.
I think you gotta have.
Or you're gonna need a sacrificial socket. Like that's the thing. Having 2 sets is always a must. I've got like 3 sets.
You want cheaper on certain ones because you want the deeper broaching on the deep wells.
Right.
There'll be times you'll want a cheaper set.
I think you have to have a set of shallow broach and a set of deep broach personally.
Are we talking about broach depth? Yes. Absolutely.
Yes.
Have a set of both.
You have to have a set of both.
All right. Well, it's
you
just
might want to start out. You might want to start out with the deep broach because you can always jam a nut or something.
Well, see, that's my other thing is when you say start out, I would love to see everybody start out with a Snap-on socket because then they could use a cheaper socket and they would understand what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So starting out with a not so expensive socket, you don't get that understanding of how much easier it is to start a fastener with a Snap-on socket or Mac socket. Let's stop talking.
Yeah, you might be better off starting out with something like a Tecton or
better quality. Also less likely to round stuff that's questionable.
I've always had
on the lower end. We got Tecton and you got Gray Dynamics. Gray Dynamics has isn't that deep on their broach either. So
it's inherently become a thing where I guess people don't really see it like I do, and a lot of things, not just me, but I mean, a lot of people, the general public doesn't notice it, I guess, in the bigger aspect. A lot of you guys do. I get that. But I mean, when people look at sockets, I get it all the time in my comment section. What's the difference, dude? A socket's a socket.
No, it is not.
It's more complicated than that. It's really more complicated than that at the end of the day. It's not a socket's not a socket, a ratchet's not a ratchet. And the more you start deconstructing things, you start noticing little nuances that are completely different and they help you out in some ways they don't. And it's just kind of, you got to find out what works the best for you. I bought a lot of Caprice tools lately and I have nothing but good things to say about them. Look at Williams socket for sockets. Yeah, you can do that. I have a set of Snap-on sockets I'll sell. I don't use them. They're sitting in a box. They're garbage to me.
What? Well, blasphemy.
Hey, if somebody's looking to buy some Snap-on sockets, they're Mr. Howdy's got some. Hit him up. Williams is a great value. They are. I don't own any Williams brands, so I know they're industrial for Snap-on, and they're not necessarily always the same as Snap-on. I know that's another misconception too.
I can tell you, their super combination wrenches are fantastic.
Are they?
Reversible ratcheting wrenches. These are a must if you're getting your first set of ratcheting wrenches. Get them reversible. Don't get normal ones. And there's a really today I had to go all the way into town to a shop because they were using a ratchet and wrench in a tight spot. They had ratcheted the bolt out, and the wrench got bound against another part, and they could not get that wrench off. I literally had to work my magic, drill a hole in the bolt, and wind the bolt back in using a screwdriver to get that wrench out. But for you beginners, reversible ratcheting wrenches. Like that was hilarious. Well, the wrench is stuck in there. I can't get the bolt out. I can't get the wrench out. I can't get the bolt back in. It's like, because you're using the wrong tool in the wrong spot.
I got
they had more than enough clearance to get a socket on a 12-inch extension to get the bolt out.
I've got a non-reversible ratcheting wrench stuck once in my life and never again.
Yeah. Yep.
I learned my lesson that one time. I was like, well, we won't do that again.
Yeah. For your first set, get a reversible ratchet set.
For sure. Williams does have that. They have their Cougar brand. ITC car guy, you're 100% correct. They have the Cougar brand, and the UFAs are shallow broach.
Yeah.
There's no great answer. I think that's where the common denominator comes in this is that you kind of got to do your research and find what works for you, and put together something or go to there's no one company with a smoking gun.
No,
I'll just put it that way. I don't think you can get anybody to agree. There'll be guys out there that say buy Snap-on, that's it. I remember there was guys that I've worked with, and they're like, you just buy Snap-on and that's it. I'm like, well, I can't afford to buy Snap-on. And they're like, well, then you're not going to be a mechanic. And I'm like, and they're just cut and dry, black or white. So I went to when I bought SK, everybody called it slip and kill. And they're like, oh, you're going to slip and kill. And I was like, I mean, I had SK wrenches. I used to love them, and then I realized that they were not that great after I used some Snap-on wrenches, and I was like, man, these things really suck. They round off nuts on the open ends, and I started disliking those. But then when I got a couple years back there, now I got the Precision Torx. I'm completely satisfied, and I only paid $300 and some odd for a full set all the way up to 32. That was a smoking deal. You get lucky sometimes.
How long ago was that, man?
3 years ago, when the Precision Torque rate when the Precision Torque wrench craze started.
Up to 32, no skip. There was no skip in that.
You go back and look at one of my old Mac Tool videos. It was like $339 for the bundle.
I got the same set.
Mm-hmm.
Same set.
A lot of people did. They sold out of them for a year straight, Turner. That was when there was a lot of tools coming in, right, Dave? There was shitloads of good tools coming out.
They did a promo on the metrics, and they did a promo on the standards.
Yeah, everything was banging back then. And then COVID hit, and then it just it was like a herd of turtles stampeding through peanut butter.
I got a set of both. I got a set of both, the standards and the metrics.
I had to wait till the RBRTs came out to get my Precision Torx, but man, that is one hell of a wrench set.
I think the Milwaukee combo wrenches are a pretty good deal. They're kind of getting pricey now, though.
So Chef against is he anti-Snap-on?
Yeah, he don't like Snap-on at all.
Oh, then he can never come to my house because he wouldn't like my Snap-on fridge or my Snap-on bed sheets or my Snap-on toolbox or my Snap-on ratchets.
He even got his daughters from Snap-on. There's a label on their back that says Snap-on.
Wait a minute. My Snap-on socks, my Snap-on underwear.
You Snap-on fanboy.
I even got Snap-on Snickers.
Yeah, I'd buy them.
How's Chef doing his Harbor Freight?
Snap-on beef jerky.
I think he does have a few Snap-on tools. What did you do with your toolbox, Chef? Did you get it all finished yet? I haven't seen any videos pop up for a while.
Yeah.
I can't figure out how to make it stay together like a Snap-on would. I forgot to mention my Snap-on anti-fatigue mats, my Snap-on throw rugs.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah, Snap-on toilet paper, Dave.
My epic Snap-on tool bedroom set.
Do you have a Snap-on toilet paper yet?
Until Snap-on,
or are you still buying the Blue Point?
No, I had Biden toilet paper.
Until Snap-on came out with an epic toolbox, I would have never bought a Snap-on. I would never even consider buying a Snap-on toolbox. I can tell you that for a fact. I wouldn't buy a Master. I know you got a Master Series, Dave, but I've never been a fan of the Master Series because the guys, when I sold tools, bought Master Series at the truck shops and they drag them across the floor and they used to call them the trains. They call them the cargo trains when they come across there because they shake and rattle and the doors go back and forth. And I was like, God, those things are noisy. And they're like, yeah, he paid $12,000 for that thing.
I paid $2,500 for mine, but I don't roll it very often.
I know, but the Master Series, you know how they just the drawers aren't fit. They have the lock and roll and
yeah, they have the lock and roll, and they also have the ledge that a lot of guys hate too because it collects all the dust.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, plus the drawers have the ledge on them where, your hands rub on them, the tools rub on them, and then they put guards on them, to kind of keep them from those getting worn out. I thought that was.
And unless you're seriously willing to bite a bullet, I think a box is something that you just run into in the right place, at the right time. Yeah, that's how I got mine.
Just get yourself an old dresser, some file cabinets, and when the right toolbox comes along at the right price, that's when you buy it. Till then, just an old wood dresser will be fine.
Everything is in Milwaukee is getting expensive. I would agree. Milwaukee is definitely very proud of their stuff lately, and that's my biggest problem.
Yeah,
Dave, do you have a toolbox store? Dave, do you have a toolbox store?
Not yet. I keep saying I'm going to do one.
I think Williams US and Snap-on sockets are manufactured in the same factory. Snap-on has some nice. Yeah, they do the tri-lithium.
Yeah, people got to understand.
Bland finish.
The thing is, maybe I'm just going to do a toolbox tour, and maybe I'll just do it the way it is now. Maybe I'll touch it up a touch. Maybe I'll do a toolbox tour the way it is now. But I should. This is an actual everyday tech, no bullshit to the YouTube community out there. I'm not an anal asshole. I'm a flat rate technician. This is what my box looks like on the daily. This is what my box looks like on the daily.
You would be the only guy with balls, Dave, that did that.
Take it or leave it, because if your shit's all perfect and all that stuff, first of all, you're probably not flat rate. And if you are flat rate, you probably aren't flagging hours.
Well, dude,
I don't have the time to sit there between jobs and put everything back away and polish it all up. My shit's dirty.
Yeah.
I mean, my hammer.
You know what? Why I don't
soft blow hammer.
Jump on, JD Tico.
That's you think I care about washing it? Why would I care about washing it? I'm gonna go hit some other bullshit with it and make it dirty again.
Yeah.
I'm a realist, man. The pretty tools look nice, but they're
I'd like
pretty
to do my toolbox thing on a live and take feedback from the comments and rearrange stuff, and then run it that way for a week, and then do it again, and rearrange it, and see which way is more efficient.
I personally have to probably air gun out some of my drawers in my toolbox because I couldn't do a toolbox tour, because if I opened it up and you guys saw ashes sitting on top of some wrenches or some shit for me smoking, and my boss saw it, or not the boss, but the owner saw it. Oh, that motherfucker smokes in the shop.
The toolbox,
no, I don't. How you get ashes in your toolbox drawer?
The toolbox drawers do kill me, Dave. Like what you're talking about, because I know guys that really are humping and their toolbox is a mess, like you say, and like they clean them up like 3 times a year, and like mine's a mess, and I hate doing toolbox.
I do about 3 or 4 times a year. I do maybe 3 or 4 times a year.
That little air-powered vacuum is for cleaning.
As messy as my shit is, I know where it's all at.
I just open the drawers and spray rust inhibitor into the drawer once a week. There you go. I'm good. Some lube, some oil.
That's kind of the thing with my toolbox too. It's just been deflowered, and I don't want to have to go back through and straighten it up to do another toolbox tour, because I just throw crap in there, any of my toolboxes, and I need to redo some organizing and redo some stuff, and I haven't had the time. And that's like a whole day job for a lot of guys to reorganize their tools. I'm not making excuses. I really don't care if somebody.
That could be a 1 month job for some.
I got 3 other guys that were trying to get out the door at the end of the day. So, I'm halfway done cleaning my shit up. They're wanting to shut the lights off on me and walk out. So mine gets put back the way it was.
I usually wipe my shit off and throw it back in my box.
Jesus. Plus, I'm dealing with 3 different boxes. Even though I
wipe my shit off and throw it back in her box.
You dirty, dirty man, you. Snap-on cigarettes, $1,200 for a carton.
Sign me up.
Who we got on here? We got somebody just jumped in here. Let's see here.
Rick.
Oh my God! What is going on here? Look at this guy.
Hey, we're not worried.
Oh my God! What is going on? We got. How you doing, Nick?
I'm trying to figure this out. Am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
I'll tell you what. They're $1,200. They're $1,200 a carton. But let me tell you, there's no other cigarette that is safer for your health than the Snap-on cigarette. It's proven.
How's the snowmobile, Nick?
Fantastic, man. We had a good day. It's fucking very cold up here with the trails. Had a good time.
Just because we let you on doesn't mean you get to say fuck.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm joking.
Dave just how cold is it up there, Nick?
We were like 2 degrees.
Good Lord.
That's how we are right now, about 2 degrees.
Why would you be out snowmobiling in that?
Well, I mean, like that's funny you say that because my wife says the same thing. She's like, "I'm not sledding today; it's too cold." I'm like,
"Got a lot of antifreeze in them right now."
I'm like, "Honey, I go, do you want to sled when it's 90 degrees? Because that's a different sport."
I like snowmobiling. I'm a fair weather snowmobiler. I like snowmobiling when it's like 20 degrees.
Right. We have a couple antifreeze drinks, and you're fine to go.
Yeah, I mean, like, so we went sledding. We had a good day. We, went out on the trails, hit a couple of restaurants, bars, and it wasn't bad. We had a good time.
Where are you sledding in your own state, Nick?
We have a vacation house up in the Adirondack Park, and that's where we are.
I know we got kick-ass trails here in Michigan.
Yeah, we're in the Adirondack Park. We're in Old Forge, New York. We have a house up here. Been up here.
We got trails in Michigan that would go all the way from in this area, the ranges of this area. They go all the way up to the bridge.
Yeah, that's what we are here, dude. Too, Shannon Dickerson. We're -2, and it was like -10 this morning at like 8 o'clock after I'd been up talking to Dave too late last night, and I had to get up early this morning and head out.
Oh, I had to throw that in my face, eh?
Well, I
wasn't doing all the talking.
Well, if he's not doing it to you, he's doing it to me.
I wasn't saying you were doing all the talking. I'm just saying I was beat down.
No. Today was a little slow go in the morning.
Yeah.
I guess Fluff didn't come on tonight.
Mid-20s. We got Nate.
No, I don't think he came on.
What else is going on, Nick? Big deals coming this week?
Yeah, I tell you, man. I've been doing this for a long time. We all know that. But like the last couple months, we've had so much big stuff coming on and happening that it's crazy. I never thought. I mean, I shouldn't say that because I always overachieve. But like, we put together a bunch of big deals in the last couple months. I'm shocked.
Well, I mean, the tool market is changing. The internet is getting more prevalent. I think the tool guys are realizing that you can buy stuff online and then you can beat the tool truck prices. And I notice it more and more and more and more. Despite all the tool drama in the world, you can't deny the fact that you can go buy. I'm going to use this as an example, so don't take this literally, but like you can buy a gear wrench ratchet from you versus, XYZ for a better price. Then why the hell would you go buy it from XYZ when you can just come to a guy that's got, a website, an app, and service?
Well, I can answer that for you.
Okay.
I can answer that for you. Because right now, if you call Jeff Bezos and asked about how many teeth a ratchet have, would he answer you?
No, no, exactly.
I will.
Here, right, and I do appreciate that. There's definitely times where I message you guys and Nick Jr.'s like, boom, message right back, which I do feel like I'm probably getting a little bit of a little white glove treatment every once in a while just because I know you. You know,
So, you say that, and I agree with you, but like we answer questions every day, all hours of the day and night. We don't care. I mean,
right,
if you call me or ask a question to my son or me, we'll answer you in 30 seconds. It's funny because the whole internet has no idea. Like, like I'm a very busy person, and so is CP. But like, if I get on the phone with CP, I'll talk to him for 3 fucking hours. We've done it.
I think that's what I have a lot of problems with a lot of people. I'm talking to the Lao guys the other day, hour and 45 minutes. I'm like, listen, Mike, I gotta go.
I I love Mike. I love
Yeah.
Mike.
There's it's when there's so much going on in the tool business and the tool industry that people just don't see though. I wish the world could understand. Yeah, I just wish the world can understand that from my perspective, I'm seeing it from a 10-foot view where a lot of people are seeing it from a 300-foot view, and it's really hard to express it, and that's why I get frustrated with it a lot of times because I get tired of the just blatant just garbage. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to be a salesman, and whether they're selling something or not, that's the thing. It's not just whether it's not just being a salesman. You know what I'm saying, Nick? Like
I do.
everybody wants to be a salesman, even if they're not selling anything. And their
Well,
brand loyalty to stuff is kind of like these companies are getting free publicity,
hey, CP,
free advertisement
let
for,
me
and
tell you a story. Want to hear a story real quick?
yeah, absolutely. I'm always down for it.
Hit the nail on the head. Everybody wants to be somebody. That's the first thing, right?
Right.
So last weekend, I went to Florida, right? And I went down. My wife, I married a hockey fan. My wife, New Jersey Devil fan in the world, not me. So
My wife's watching hockey right now.
what's that?
My wife's watching hockey right now.
So the Devils were playing in Tampa. So my wife wanted to go to the Tampa game. So I'm like, I don't care. Get tickets. I'll go to the Tampa game. So we went to the Tampa game. And while we were in Tampa, I said, you know what? Let me see if Chris Fix wants to go to the game. He's like, yeah, let's go. So we met with Chris Fix. And we also, Vim is in Tampa. Met with them also. So it's like last week, we, it's behind the scenes of the tool business, there's so much going on. We went down to Tampa and we put together a deal. And it's going to be huge. It's crazy, But like, and it's funny because like all the stuff you can't talk about it because it's
Yeah, I hear you.
about it, but you can't talk about it.
You can't talk about it, so you're gonna tease us, is what you're saying.
Not that not that I'm going to tease you, but there's some stuff, like nobody wants to know how to spell.
Well, and that's just it because you can't say. Well, and that's the thing about the tool industry. You can't
Hang on,
say anything about anything
hang on.
because somebody else will take it.
TP, I got off track, but the story I was trying to tell you about
Okay.
like social media influencers, right? So
Right.
it was Saturday, no, Friday night, Friday night. We're in Tampa, Florida, at a steakhouse, right? And it's a really nice steakhouse. It's called the Meat Market. It's in Tampa, in a town called Hyde Park. It's really really nice, and it's like over the top, like insane. So we're having dinner, and here I am with Chris Fix, my wife, my son, his girlfriend, and we're having dinner, and like every TikTok influencer was like doing videos and like
No. Yeah, I can imagine.
and like and we're just sitting watching this, right? And it's all like
Uh-huh.
teenage girls like videos, right? And at one point, the Anaheim Ducks hockey team was having dinner at the same restaurant we were. But like I'm sitting here saying to myself, we're literally sitting in a restaurant watching all these social media TikTokers. And it had to be like 8, 10 people doing videos. And
It's crazy.
I'm sitting here with Chris Fix, who has 10 million followers on YouTube, and nobody knows who he is.
Well, that's the thing about this is the social media thing is really kind of hard for me to grasp too, Nick, because people that have never really been I think a lot of it's money driven in my opinion, because a lot of these big YouTubers, they weren't broke when they became big YouTubers. It wasn't like they were broke. A lot of these guys they came from wealthy families and whatnot, and they had people to support them to do what they do. But the even crazier thing is that some of them may not be as knowledgeable or as useful at something as an experienced person would be. And let's just use something completely off the realm of mechanics. Let's say there might be somebody that's a expert at flying planes who doesn't have a YouTube channel, and yet there's a guy that's a novice who has 5 million followers flying planes, and people look at him as being an expert. Absolutely. That's the crazy thing. That's the crazy thing about YouTube that's hard for me to grasp. And then you got these people doing wild shit like buying bulldozers, for like it's all for views. And I'm like, and I mean, not even to disregard that, like Cletus McFarland did his sandrail 13 years ago, and a guy named Rich McNolan built a sandrail and turned it into a sled. And like Cletus says, he's the only one that did it. Well, you're not. Just because YouTube wasn't around, these guys act like they reinvented the wheel because they put it on YouTube. But there's people out there who've done this shit long before those guys did it. And I know because they didn't see it on YouTube, and now everybody's like, well, hey, look at this guy. He's doing this. I mean, the Killdozer was obviously more famous than Whistling Diesel back in the day. And he was a welder, a master welder. I mean,
but it's funny. I'm sitting here and I'm talking to Chris, and I'm saying to myself, I go, Chris, because I mean, listen, he's a super nice guy, super humble guy, and it's an honor for me and a humbling experience to say he's a friend, because he is. And like, and I said to him at one point, I'm like, Chris, now we went to this beautiful steakhouse, and Chris drove there in a Honda Prius. What's a Prius? Is that a Honda or Hyundai? Toyota. He showed up in a Toyota Prius, right?
Right.
I said to him, I go, Chris, how the fuck? I can't swear. How is Whistling Diesel burning a Ferrari in a field with 6 million subscribers? You have 10 million, and you showed up to dinner with a Prius. How's that? And he's
I'm telling you, it's because the YouTube is creating a culture. How about the guy named Jack Doherty? I don't know if you've seen that. His bodyguard.
That guy's such a piece of shit.
Right, exactly. Like there's
I hate all that prank shit. All that prank shit. All these kids making this millions of dollars off this prank shit. It's ridiculous.
And I don't want to sit here and like be like super negative about it, because like I don't hate Chris Fix. I don't hate any of these guys really. Like I'm over. Like I have this mentality, and I would get kind of frustrated and upset. But it's kind of like, how many people are actually taking these people as serious though? That's what's more concerning to me. Like the Jack Dohertys and stuff like that, just doing stupid stuff all the time for views. And I guess we live in a free country, so what do? I mean, do you start telling these people, hey, look, you can't start making those videos? Because what's gonna happen is they're gonna ruin other content creators who are doing good things. I understand entertainment's entertainment, right? Like Jackass was the original prankster, and he did some stuff but he usually didn't involve innocent bystanders just to make money. And that's what kind of really bugs me a little bit. Seeing
CKY.
These people. Yeah, CKY. Yeah.
CKY was before Jackass. Then Jackass Big Brother and CKY into Jackass.
Right. And I'm not trying to spin it away from the Tool stuff, but You know what I'm saying? It's YouTube and social media has become more driven on clickbait, and even though YouTube says it's not, it really is. And they're forced, like me doing Harbor Freight stuff. People are like, "Why are you doing Harbor Freight, CP?" Blah blah blah. Because YouTube is forcing me to do it because they want to push that content out. If I go to my research tab in my analytics, everything that they post up in my research tab says Harbor Freight because they're paying the most money in advertising. And so that's why all these YouTubers are doing Harbor Freight reviews because YouTube's getting paid the most for their marketing from Harbor Freight. What do you do? These corporate companies are destroying it.
I've been saying that forever.
Right.
Corporate America is destroying the fabric. Blue collar worker, be, and it. I compete against Harbor Freight. Go on. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that.
We sell a lot of tools. We have every morning I wake up and I look at my phone. I'm like, wow, we sell tools. Work. I mean, it's not. It's a lot of work. I mean, Jeff Bezos world on $1 billion yacht. Here I am trying to figure out how I'm going to make money for tomorrow.
This is a good one here. If the level of expertise matter in content, nobody be watching Scotty. You know that Scotty Kilmer is getting 3 times the views that Chris Fix is? Chris Fix is number 2.
He's the biggest on YouTube, isn't
he? He's number 6. Scotty Kilmer is number 6 in automotive YouTube.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Chris Fix is number 2. And Scotty Kilmer gets 3 times the views that Chris Fix is getting. That's insane to me.
Who's the number 1 automotive?
I don't know who. I guess I don't know if it's Vice Grip Garage or. I'm not sure. I'm not, because Vice Grip Garage is getting a lot of views, so I don't know who the number 1 automotive YouTuber is. It could be Stradman, or I'm not sure.
Well, and I guess the automotive field is kind of loose when it comes to YouTube because it's not just mechanical. Correct. It's people doing restorations, driving, buying expensive ass cars, and.
Yep. Yeah, it's really broad. So
it's hard to say. What would you call Vice Grip Garage? That's it's a resurrection, not a restoration.
Doug DeMuro is the guy. I've never even heard of him. He's the number 1 YouTuber now. I don't know who that is.
I know
he does reviews on expensive ass luxury cars, supercars, hypercars, stuff like that.
So he must be getting the most views right now for the YouTuber. For that, Chris Fix must go back and forth with him because Chris Fix is number 2, Jay Leno is number 3, Straight Pipe is number 4, Supercar Blonde is number 5. I don't know why Scotty Kilmer's not showing number 6 on it. It changes all the time. That's the problem. If you don't go and look at the analytics deal, it changes all the time.
Who's Straight Pipe? I've never even heard of him.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand some of this stuff. Anyways, I don't have the time to dink around with it. But that's just what the deal showed. So I try not to. I realize one thing I need to do more of, and that's what I'm trying to do more of, is not watch anybody else. That would
do you.
Well, yeah, that's just it. Do me. Do me and do what I want to do, and stay away from trying to compare or someone turn look at my competition. I would say just keep my feet forward and go forward and do what I want to do and do the best I can in my genre and try to help the people out the way I intended to help people out. Versus
I get a lot of hits. I get a lot of hits on odd videos like hot rod mini bike videos or test and tune at the racetrack videos where I don't even get to show what I want to show.
I was watching a Put in Fab Shop video the other day, and he made a great point that really sucked. But he said, I have to feed the monster, and YouTube forces me. Everybody wants to see will it runs. He wants to do car builds and show people how to do some budget repairs. That's the problem I don't like about YouTube. So if I want to show, let's say, what's one that I like showing that nobody watches? I like showing the multimeter. Like I like showing that little Testman multimeter. It was a $12.99 multimeter. I was really impressed with it. I went for a long time. I had a subscriber that was beating me down. Dude, you got to check this out. Dude, you got to check this out. And he'd send me pictures of it, and he's telling me how great it was. And I was like, "You're crazy! It's $12.99. There's no way that thing's worth it." I did the video on it, and I was extremely excited about doing it. And it ain't got no views on it, but that's the problem is because it's not a big name, it's not pushed into the algorithm, and it's a great tool for the money. But yet, stuff like that, you can't get put out there because of the fact that YouTube wants you to do Harbor Freight or Snap On or something with a big name on it, and that's what's getting frustrating.
As far as the Will It Runs, I mean, how many friggin' Will It Runs can people watch? I mean, it gets, like, I know it's winter time and YouTube gets stale, but it seems like this winter, YouTube is extra stale. Like, it feels like there's a lot of burnout across the whole platform, because I watch a lot of different genres, and it seems like across the whole platform, people are just, not only do the changes YouTube has made in the last year or so, but just the shitty people, the shitty everything, and it's just like you can really tell throughout the whole platform that it's stale.
Well, because people are tired. I think people are tired of doing crazy, wild stuff. Like I got to build a rocket ship, like unrealistic. All that stuff is getting out of control.
Also, if you spend $5,000 to make this video, that means the next time you got to spend $7,500, and then it's $10,000, then it's $15,000, then it's $20,000. You know what I mean? Then next thing you know, you're into huge productions and stuff because everyone wants to see the next step up. But the problem is, for a lot of people, that next step up isn't attainable because they're still working their 40 plus hours a week at their factory or wherever they're doing. They got a family to take care of. And YouTube isn't producing enough money where they can jump off the cliff and make that full time. So it's you kind of got to ride the line for a while, and that's hard for a lot of people.
Right. I've noticed a lot of people that were making content have had YouTube has scaled them back, and that's a big problem because of that situation that you're expressing. That is. I mean, it doesn't matter what genre you're going in. I just think that YouTube was forcing people too much to do too much. Keep cranking out content, and well,
I see a lot of people complaining about getting age restrictions on their videos too, and they're not videos that I would ever think should be age restricted. There's no swearing, there's nothing dangerous, but for whatever reason, YouTube deems it age restricted. And if it's age restricted, there's no money in age restricted videos.
Right.
Nobody's advertising.
Something else I noticed, Nick, is I was going to say too, is the tool industry slowed down a lot too this year. Has it not? Or am I not seeing this? I heard some people say that there's a lot
of last couple of years there has not been a lot of new, real exciting releases, unless people are excited about Harbor Freight releasing copycat tools. There has not been an extreme amount of new releases. Out of any tool company that probably released the most new shit, and I can't say it's completely new, but no, I would have to say respected brand. Let's just say respected brand. It'd probably be Vim Tools. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that, Nick? Vim's come out with a lot of stuff.
Well, I have a very, very good relationship with Vim Tools. So I mean, like I was at the factory warehouse headquarters last week at this same time, and the new owner of Vim Tools, his name is Louis Lopez.
Right.
Super, super nice guy. He has got skin in the game. He knows everybody in the business, and he is. I mean, they're huge. They're huge, and nobody knows how big. so much stuff planned that it's amazing. I was there, and I was blown away by how much stuff they have.
Where's their USA bits made at?
Which one?
Where are their bits that are made in the USA made at?
Well, I mean, like they have. Listen, I can't do much, but there's something that's going to be happening, and it's cool. CP, if you call me, talk to you on a phone about it, I won't put it in print. I will talk to you about it. What's going on with them in the industry is going to be next. And I'll again. You call me Monday. We'll sit down and talk, and they have a lot going on. It's pretty impressive.
I'm sure they do, because I do know that Lewis is a very progressive person. I do know from his time at Astro and the things that he came up with Astro. I understand that he's a very ingenuitive person. Although my biggest problem is that there's still a bit of I'm not a fan of Vin. Everybody should know that. I'm not a fan of Vin.
I want to change.
Huh?
I want to change. You should be a fan.
Well,
of
when they prove it to me that they're worthy, I guess that's thing. But the problem I have with Vim is Vim seems to be one of those right now. Here's my thing: is with Vim, they talk the talk, but I don't think they walk the walk. In my opinion, their tools to me, they say that they're better quality than anybody else is out there, but I look at their ratchets, and those things look like 1980s ratchet, and those ones with the big screwdriver handles on them from like Craftsman days back in 1980s, the green ones.
I have a couple of those. The long handled ones that come in the foam set.
You don't like that ratchet?
No, hell no. What the hell would I want that? Why would I want a big handle like that on my ratchet? So I can bust my knuckles more when I'm doing something?
The foam set, they might have thrown in a short handled ratchet too. I mean, that's the only option they give you when you buy the kit is the big long handle.
I'm not like I don't want to sit here and bash on them because I do like where they're going. Okay, I want to say I'm not trying to be negative. Like I'm being honest. I'm going to be honest. They don't have anything. They've never had anything to me that I've said I have to have that, and it's going to change my life. That's where I'm coming from. Like it's like Harbor Freight doesn't have anything that I absolutely need. I bought 2 tools in the last 3 years recently, which was the Quinn ratchet, which I don't even need that, and then that S-jaw wrench, and I don't even need that. But it was 2 tools that I didn't necessarily have in my arsenal for me doing YouTube content. But at the end of the day, what does Vim have that is life-changing in the industry for me that I can't live without? And they just don't provide it. They have sockets. They have some different style.
The Weirdo crow's feet are pretty damn nice. I use
for
those.
What though? For what?
Well, you know what?
Random shit.
I hear you. I know I understand what you're saying. All I'm going to say, you asked me what JDO is selling like in now. You want me to tell
Right. Well, I mean, I just got to be honest. If a tool company isn't shaking me down with something that I really need, you know, I kind of like, I'm like, well, they aren't offering anything that I can't get anywhere else. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, Vim's not offering me anything it's harder for a guy that's been in the business. You probably know this because you probably go on your tool route. You know, a guy that's been in the business. You know, granted, the only time I buy shit that's different usually is for YouTube. You know, like that's just it. I mean, it's flat out the shit that I buy that sometimes I don't need is for YouTube. I've got doubles of stuff, and that's what I'm trying to eliminate because my toolbox is overflowing with stuff that I don't need 2 of. You know, and it's just like that's what's wearing me out. I spend extra money to have toolboxes and then put all the space. You know what I mean? I'm paying for storage. It's like buying a storage unit you don't need. You see what I'm saying? So for them to be in my toolbox, it better be there for a reason. And that's just what I don't I'm not finding anything from them that I feel is absolutely out of this world. And
Well,
they say
I think at this point, like
these actually are not bad.
They're pretty damn cool. Their wrench extender I use every day. That one with the screwdriver handle on it.
Yeah, but I like that other one that the one that the warranty checker that Nick has because it takes up little space in my toolbox, and for whenever I need a wrench extender, it works perfect.
And it fits
on my breaker
every freaking wrench on the market.
Yeah, and it fits all the wrenches. That's why I like that. It's more universal than that big handle that the Vim one has.
Yeah, but you know what?
Nick's gonna have to sell me one. Then we'll do the Pepsi challenge.
I mean, the warranty checker we came out with, and it's like we sell a lot of them, but video on it, his Christmas video, he mentioned it like briefly for like 30 seconds, and man, we sold so many of it. I was like, hey, dude, thank you, I really appreciate that. But listen, besides Vim, let me talk about the two hottest tools that JD Tico has sold this year, and in the last 6 months, 10 months, we can't keep in stock the hottest selling tools in the world. Two tools right now that we can't keep in stock. We sell them every is the Lyle
electrical
1/4-inch pass through and the electric pliers. They are the hottest sellers that
Did you get the Matco dealer that I sent to you the other day that wanted to buy 25 pair?
Yeah, she contacted me. I messaged get back to me yet, but I'll sell her whatever she wants.
Yeah, she's got 20 pair on back order from Matco, and she said I'm going to cancel my back order if Nick's got some in stock.
I told her as many as you want. I mean, right here in the store.
I was like, dude, why would you be waiting for him to buy them from Matco? Just go to Nick and see what he'll hook you up on a deal for, and like buy them and sell them to your customers, get them taken care of. That's the other problem is with other people. Here's the other thing: is Vim is very tool dealer dependent too. That's another problem I have. They're not accessible. I mean, not that I wouldn't go through you to buy them, Nick. I don't know. It just all it boils down to is just pulling the trigger on a few and trying them out, I suppose. But I have the Vim little ratcheting wrenches, and they work great for door handles on Chrysler.
Well, you have Vim tools. You have those macro sets of extended, flexible 1/4-inch.
Yeah, but Matco doesn't actually get their stuff directly from Vim.
Aren't those Vims?
That big bit set that comes with the little ratchet.
Yeah, Matco's buying their stuff from the vendor.
I love that big old bit set that they got.
Which one?
The big one. It come out about a year ago. It's got the little ratchet, and it's got some little itty bitty sockets in it. They're all 1/4-inch bits. Like every bit you could imagine is in there.
Yeah, that's a popular bit set for Vim.
That's a pretty badass set.
Yeah, Nick got those.
Yes, I think I might have got mine from Nick.
Yeah, they're gonna change the packaging on that set.
I'll bet they're gonna go to a foam tray, right?
No, they're just making it smaller and thinner.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Mac, thoughts on the new Snap-on Melco design locking pliers? So Snap-on has, but I've got it confirmed that they bought the Matco tool. Well, Melco tooling. I don't know. Well, I guess I'm not sure exactly how it's all transpired on that. I haven't got any clarity on that. I think they got the rights to it or whatever, and they're using some of their own tooling because what I was told is there were some different businesses that bought all the tooling from or bought the machines in Nebraska at the auction they had, and I don't know what Snap-on actually took. So, but they are amazing pliers. Nick sold them under the Melco brand and sold how many? Do you even have any Melco stuff left, Nick?
Do I?
Yeah.
I got hundreds of them, dude. Hundreds.
Seriously?
Hundreds.
Oh wow, that's gonna be good for you then. When Snap-on starts trying to push those pliers, you're gonna sell the shit out of them and beat the hell out of them on price.
We have
That'd be easy to do.
What happened was they shut down manufacturing with Malco did, and they reached out to us. We sold so many of them. They reached out to us. We bought that's it. They're in my building right now, and we still get close to 1,000 sets of anyone have. But here's the thing with that: it's very tight-lipped, right? I don't know if Snap-on bought it. I don't think they did. I think I bought it. I'm gonna find out this week. I got to find out. You know what I think?
What's that?
I don't think Snap-on bought it for manufacturing. I think there was somebody else that bought it.
Well, they announced allegedly at the ISF this summer. They said that they bought after Melco had their sale. Supposedly ISF at Snap-on was there, and that's what my dealer told me was that at the ISF Snap-on summer deal. They said we now own Melco branded pliers, and we're going to start building them. And now they're doing them in Milwaukee.
Well, you know what? It makes sense to me, but I haven't heard it concrete. And between the rest of the if Snap-on didn't buy it,
right? They're damn fool if they didn't buy them, for sure. I'd agree with you on that because their pliers suck. Yeah, so here's this guy right here. He's going to be your best customer coming in. I have a $3,500 purchase coming from your site soon, Nick. Super Mickey, look on out for him. Thunder coming in hot.
But I honestly think Lang bought the manufacturer. I do.
That could be too. You never know because Lang and Snap-on are very tight. I do know that.
Well, I mean, I think do about $10 million a year with it, so it makes perfect.
Well, Rona and Lowe's are selling their red line still.
What's that?
Really?
The Malco red line. Lowe's and Rona still selling the Malco red lines.
Well, listen, I'm gonna let you know a little tidbit. We have a very good relationship with Malco, and they sent me pictures of what they have left in inventory. And all I'm going to say is, wow.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, but they made a hell of a lot more than locking pliers. I mean, every HVAC technician has got loads and loads of Malco stuff.
We sell tons of it. I sell tons of Malco product. We have a lot of HVAC guys that deal with us.
Yeah.
And online. And we sell.
Malco's not getting rid of the red line in their HVAC stuff. They were only dumping the
locking pliers.
Yeah.
That's all they dumped.
Yeah.
Not like there was anything wrong with the company. They just bit off more than they could chew on that deal.
I honestly think they didn't market. I don't think they marketed the locking pliers the way they should have. I mean,
they probably didn't see the initial return that they thought they were going to see, and took the quickest way out.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, here's the bigger thing is I like this. Do you think the Snap-on ones are worth paying more for now? Because at 45, what were they? $45 a pair, $50 a pair. Now they're going to be 80, and you don't have a choice. You got to buy a Snap-on, and they're going to be 80 and up because they're only selling the little dinky ones right now. The needle nose, the small needle nose, and the curved jaw ones for what, $82 a pair. I mean, that shit just blows me away.
CP, do you have any of those flyers?
Oh yeah, I've got every single pair of Malco's ever made. And I take that back. The ones that I don't have are the thin jaws, and they are harder to find than, I'll tell you, they're harder to find than a knitted condom.
I got all mine from my gray tool rep because they used to sell them out of their supply too.
Yeah, like I said, we have hundreds of pairs in stock, and we sell them every day. Every day.
Nice.
We can still get more because Malco has a shit ton of them in up for grabs if you have an account, and we do.
Well, if that's the case, then get me the hold on a second. Let me get the part number for him. The thin jaw one.
Those Malcos are going to keep you in business for a while. So
they're an LPW7. They're an LP7WS. I cannot find those sons of bucks anywhere.
Well, just
wait.
I'm going to forget this conversation, but like text me the partner, but I'll see if we have them in the store. I'm not going. Junior is. The Junior's not here right now.
Oh, they might be called WC. LP. Oh, they're the LP7WS wire cutter. Slim jaw, 7-inch curved slim jaw, locking pliers with cutter.
I think we have those.
If you do, I'm buying them. You better not sell them to anybody else.
Anytime we promote them, we sell tons of them.
Well, they made what, 7 different brands, 7 different styles of those pliers. They made the 3 clamps, the 3C clamps, the 8 inches and the 2 10-inches. And then they made the 10s, the 2 10s, the 2 7s. And then they made the 1 5-inch. I think that's all the brands, or that's all they made or they sold to the public before they closed up shop.
I didn't see the needle nose until my friend, the Snap-on dealer. He brought them into my tool truck, and I was like, "Wow, they're really nice." So but I honestly think it's either. I mean,
oh no, they got 10-inch slim jaws too. So I don't have the 10s or the 7s in the slim jaws.
I'm gonna walk away for 30 seconds, and I'll be right back. 2 seconds talking.
Anybody have the slim jaw Melco pliers just off kilter here? Anybody even seen them?
Not I.
Not the slim ones.
Yeah, there's the LP10WS and the LP7WSs are the slim jaws. A guy on Instagram sent them to me, and he goes, "Yeah, I got all the Melcos." And I go, "You dirty rat bastard!" I was like, I didn't even know they had them in the slim jaw. I want the slim jaws because I think they'd be good for putting on banjo, or like if you ever wanted to use them on a heavy duty brake bolt, or you ever needed to put them on a brake bolt, one of those caliper bolts, and you need the locking pliers and have the thin jaw. I thought that might be a handy deal, or if you're trying to do it on a brake line fitting or something where it's small and you got to get another wrench in there. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Anybody understand that?
I get it.
That's why I wanted to get them, even though maybe now I won't ever run across those. Talking about tools that I don't need to buy but that's a different story with those. I think I need to have those,
I couldn't justify buying every set. I mean, even though they were really nice and they were better than anything we've seen in years or may ever see again, I couldn't justify buying them because I already had, Irwin vice grips, Milwaukee vice grips, no name vice grips. I just couldn't justify it because it's not a tool. Even working on industrial stuff and farm equipment, it's not something that I grab 10 times a day.
When you got old junky trucks and you're trying to fix them up, you start to find out that you can use a lot of locking pliers to hold the shit together while you're trying to patch it back together. And even though you have 20 pairs, sometimes you realize that's not enough.
And sometimes you can't get to the store without that set of locking pliers.
That's my thing. And I got a smoking deal. Hey, Nick, I never told you, but so Acme Tools is having a blowout sale on those C-clamp Malcos, and they were $24. So I bought a shitload of them.
24. That's a good deal.
Yeah, it was a stupid deal, dumb deal. Well, I've only gotten the 2-1. I only gotten the 10s and the 8s, and not the 10s with the flappy little deals on them. but I haven't got those in yet because they're saying that they're supposed to be here, but hell, it's going to be February before they're here. I'm guessing they haven't showed up yet. But the other ones I got, but at $24, I couldn't pass it up. It was a smoking deal.
Yeah,
I posted.
What happened? What Malco did is like they had their pliers came packaged on a little hanger, and they were selling them for a certain price point. So after they ceased production, they had a bunch of pliers without the hang tag. So they significantly dropped the price. So they're not like packaged per se.
No, mine just got the tag on it. Yeah, the hanging tag. Yep.
You have the black hang tag on them.
That's all that mine had on them. Yep, 100%. That's all they had when I got them.
You bought them without that piece on it.
But so, Acme Tool put them up on their website, and they're all out of stock, of course. Which I got the two pair. I got the two styles, but I haven't got the third style yet. Still waiting on it. So whether or not I get screwed on that will be. I kind of figured at $24 a deal, it's worth a shot. I was just going to take it.
Speaking of putting something up on your website that's out of stock, that's a Schmidt deal. Did anybody notice around the holidays when Harbor Freight was putting out their ads, they'd list these blowout prices on shit, and you'd go and you'd click on it. Oh, discontinued, in store only.
Well,
those blowout deals didn't exist.
Since you brought that up, has anybody 10-cent and Pony Ma? Eric Schmidt is like a prodigy of Pony Ma. That's really what he's really basing all of his business off. Eric Schmidt isn't a pioneer in what he's doing. He's basically taking a page right out of Pony Ma's book, in the 10-cent empire, who's worth $7 trillion. I mean, the guy did nothing but build reverse engineering stuff. Every website that was out there, he owns OnlyFans, he owns Clash of Clans, which was a spinoff of some other. I mean, all these games that he put in there, but he's into everything. He's got his hands into everybody's cookie jar. Your wife's making money. He's got his hands in her cookie jar too, guaranteed.
That's corporate America, baby.
I'm dead too. Tarek knows about 10-cent.
Oh yeah,
that's what I got turned on to. I went down a huge rabbit hole of researching this 10-cent, and then there's another guy. Was it not?
There's a few of them. There's a few of them like that in China that they're hooked up with the Chinese government, and they own anything and everything you can think of. Their name is attached to it.
Yeah, it's WeChat. Started out as WeChat, and they just Fortnite, all stuff that Ubisoft, Fortnite, all these big names that you've heard of have come under OnlyFans. Are all these guys, this guy that runs this company, and basically they're just killing it by running all these deals. They're just owning the world.
And not only all of these companies that we use their products or we use their software and we see their games and shit every day, also real estate across the world.
Yep. And China helping build it.
Yeah, they're buying up U.S. farmland.
Yep.
Like nobody's business. They're buying houses.
They own 2,000 acres in Iowa of farmland.
Yeah, I mean they're buying residential, commercial, industrial, agricultural. They're buying everything, just sitting on it, and they're doing that kind of stuff across the world. One thing China was smart. If you're not from China, you can't buy or own land there.
Right. Well,
so
regardless if you like Donald Trump, the first thing that he said when he was running for president back in the day is that China is going to buy America one company at a time.
Yep.
And that's the only thing that's stuck in my head about what that guy has said. And I feel like it is coming to fruition that Americans are making money off of buying cheap stuff from China, and then they're pocketing the profits while selling it to Americans, and then they're turning around and they're gonna own us. What are you gonna do? What is America gonna do when the soil you live on is owned by Americans, but the companies that are ran are owned by Chinese? At what point do the laws even matter?
The left elite is lining their pockets with Chinese dollars, and they're letting it all happen, and they're doing it at a whore's rate.
Yeah, well, nobody's paying attention because everybody's too worried about saving themselves a dime and going to Harbor Freight too, though. You know, at the end of the day, I mean, guys blew up on my channel talking about political talk. You know, dude, politics play a lot of bigger part in people's lives, and where you spend your money, where you shit, and where you sleep aren't that far away.
No, but as far as snakes in the grass lining their pockets, it's everyone. It's not just one side. Everyone's taking their piece of slice of cake.
No, I know. Well, yeah, it's 100%. I mean, I'd be a hypocrite if I said I wasn't involved in it too, because at some form or another, I've been a part of it. But you know, ignorance is no excuse, and I fully take credit. I fully take responsibility for that. But I also tried to change that, and it revolts against me. You know, like what are you supposed to do? What's the answer for it? You know, I mean, I understand everybody wants to save some money, but we put ourselves in this position where we've gone against American workers. We all hate. It's okay to hate companies like Snap-on that employ our American brothers, but yet we want to promote foreigners that we don't even take care of. I mean, my meme that I have in my front of my video is perfectly explanatory. 8 million immigrants coming into this country. They don't have to have insurance. They can drive cars. They can hit people, and they don't have to have any responsibility. While some guy that goes to work every day making, $18 an hour trying to feed his family is trying to pay rent and everything else. He gets an accident. He's screwed. Ruins his life. And things like that are kind of heartbreaking. I mean, there's veterans that aren't getting food. There's veterans that aren't getting food. I mean, Tarek knows that there's homeless people on the street that are cooked on fentanyl. I know this is kind of going a crazy direction here, so I hate to sound like, but the stuff always heavy on me every day. Every day I do something, I'm always constantly thinking about this, whether I say it on my videos or not. It all really is heavy on my heart because I'm like, what do you do? What do we do? We are hemorrhaging. Whether it's buying the tool to save money or working a job or anything, where do we start?
So on average, each illegal immigrant that comes over here, and we're taking care, the U.S. taxpayers taking care of, it is $7,000 to $8,000 a month on average. That's about $84,000 a year.
Right.
Okay. So we help them, and I don't have a problem with immigration. Do it right. My dad came over here. He immigrated. He did it right. I understand for some political reasons and whatever. Maybe some people deserve to be fast tracked, but just helping everyone that pours over isn't getting us everywhere. And we're so quick to help all these other people, yet our cities are dying, filled with homeless. And I'm not even talking about just drug addicts. Look at all the vets. Look at all the people that have mental issues, that have no family, nowhere else to go. So we're so quick to help these other people, but we won't help our own. All the money we send to these foreign wars and help out all these other countries and stuff like that, that is all money that should be spent at home fixing our own problems. We want to put our nose in everyone else's business, but don't want to take care of our own problems. That's the stuff I don't like.
A lot of it, I think, is at the state government level because they set up these fucking programs to help these people. They built the bureaucracy so thick, it takes so long to get them any kind of assistance. If you look at the VA down on Wilshire Boulevard, one of the biggest VAs out there, they've got tents lined up around this place. I think there's 3 miles worth of tents with vets living in them around the outside of this VA, trying to get in there and get some help.
Well, the problem with the VA is, and I know about the VA quite well because I have multiple family members that were in the military. So they used to do all of their quote unquote vetting in-house to see, like, oh, you're 90% disabled, you're 10% disabled, whatever. And they now do that with a third-party company. So it's a lot easier for this third-party company to say, oh, you don't fit into this criteria, you don't fit into that criteria. The VA says, oh, you don't get benefits anymore. For instance, like my uncle, he is suffering from Agent Orange, and currently right now he's considered 90% disabled, but it's from PTSD from his time in Vietnam. He needs to be 90% disabled, classified for Agent Orange, so that when he dies, which he will die in a few years, that his wife will have the benefits that she deserves. Okay, the outside company, even though he's being treated for his symptoms of Agent Orange, the outside company that does that stuff does not want to do that. So then the VA gets a cop out. So it's just this vicious circle.
It's all based on the newest version of the DSM, the DSM-5, and that might change next year.
So it's just this wild circle of constantly trying to find someone or find that loophole to get you in. But the VA's working really hard on, it seems like, finding how to just push you back out the door and, prescribe you a bunch of pills and see you later. They don't actually, it's hard to get the help that they need.
It's not just the VA, it's everything now.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just like, give me your money or do your thing and be gone.
Well, they're using programs that were based on models with much smaller populations, with a much narrower range of issues. They're way fucked up.
It's cheaper for the government to let you die and replace you.
Right.
That's the government mentality.
I'm not gonna. You're not wrong on that, Turner.
All the population is a surplus of labor to any government.
I got a guy that I've been helping out who is fully disabled, right? And I've been bending over backwards trying to help him out. The poor guy has been trying to get on disability for like 6 to 8 months or something like that. And he came to me and he needed his car fixed, right? I said, "What?" I kind of looked at him and I kind of sniveled at him and I was like, "Why don't you have any money?" Blah blah blah. And I kind of sniveled and then I started hearing his story and kind of seeing more what's going on. And it's hard for him to open up because he's 53 years old or something like that. And he was like, "Nobody will help me out," blah blah blah. And he kind of gave me the poor me shit, and I was like, "Listen, fella, this ain't UNICEF." And I said, I'm kind of like, we're kind of butting heads a little bit. And so I'm trying to help him out, get his car fixed. And long story short, now we're kind of friends, and I kind of take care of him and a little bit. And I've been helping him, get a little money and I have him do a few things for me and pay him. And, it's not like I got like a lot of shit for him to do. But the long story short is that he's been trying to get on disability and he's disabled. He's definitely got problems. And they're just giving him the runaround, telling him, he's got to jump through hoops for this, jump through hoops for that. But yet they started him in this process and expected him everything, the shit that he thinks that he's like, I can't make any money. They told me if I earned any money, I wouldn't get my chance to get on disability. And so this guy's got nowhere to make money, thinks he can't make money. And what are you supposed to do? Now, I'm not saying that, it doesn't matter to me about what, the views of a lot of things are, but this guy's disabled. I know he's disabled. He deserves to be on disability. He's definitely screwed up. But the sad thing is he doesn't want to ask for help from anybody because he's too proud and he's already disappointed that he has to be put on disability. He can't get a job anywhere because people aren't going to hire him because he's got problems, chronic issues. And it's like, why are they leaving guys like this out? I see people that getting on disability that shouldn't be on disability. And that's what's really disturbing to me. It's just we've taken care of the wrong people over and over and over. We can't seem to be able to get out of our own way.
There's no reason why this guy couldn't have an SRO and report to a government agency and sit at a desk and tell you which floor to go to every day. they could take care of him.
Well, yeah, they could give him a job like that too, or just give him some sort of income. But instead, he's literally feels like he's not supposed to do anything and just sit around and wait for him to open up a account to get him money. And I'm like, dude, how are you supposed to live? And he's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do because I can't have a job. And he's like, well, I'll do anything for you, man, as long as I get paid cash until I can get my disability. I'm like, this is messed up. I mean, he's not on drugs. He's got a little bit of medication that he's given, and he's afraid to say or do anything to get in trouble. And it's, I mean, and obviously me and him didn't get along at first because of that, because he's stubborn. And I'm like, it took me a long time to dig and break down his walls to find out what was really going on. And I don't want to release too much information about him because he's really personal, private about it. And I don't want him to get on my live stream and see he said anything. But it's shit like that makes me wonder about how many other guys are out there like that that are supposed to be using the program properly, that aren't getting it because they're not getting the right channels. And then this guy's, I mean, he's been in the hospital twice in the ER since he's been told he was going to get put on disability, and he thinks he's going to die.
Oh, the bureaucracy is too fucking thick. There's too many channels, and one hand doesn't know what the other hand's doing. There's no way to navigate those programs.
That's just
unless you have a really good, dedicated case manager to walk you through it. And there aren't enough of those because it's not lucrative.
He said his case manager, I think, or his caseworker is just absolutely terrible. And I'm like, Jesus, man, it's frustrating for me to listen to him complain because it's like,
they're overworked, they're undertrained.
I can say something about that whole situation, how you go about it, but it wouldn't be politically correct.
Well, it's just, I don't know.
Sometimes it makes a difference in how fast you get served or you get your shit.
What's that?
It matters who you go to for a social worker. It matters who you are.
I'm guessing that's the problem. Well, he's not
a lot of racial shit gets played in it. Like I said, I don't want to go down that road, but
right. I don't know enough about it because I've never had to be a part of it. But for him personally, I know that listening to him complain about it is really.
Let's just say this: it's a lot harder for a white person.
Well, he's living in a 350 square foot apartment on assisted living right now, and I'm like, dude, well, really? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, the heat doesn't work on it very good. It's just, I don't know. It's just shit that he's going through. It's like he's barely getting by, and it's just like, geez,
what's happening? Oh, is that the good stuff? No.
Anyway, I didn't mean to go off. I didn't mean to go off kilter on the stream on political stuff. I know there's probably a lot of people that don't like that, but that's part of the thing that plays into my channel and my perception.
To it.
Yeah, well, the whole country has problems, and regardless if it's just tools. I know that making money is great and selling tools, buying tools is great, but
I use Newman. But that stuff is good. That stuff's great.
Mute yourself, Rusty.
I got it. You done?
All done.
Okay. I was like, are we having another live stream? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Nick, you probably don't get as much into political because it's best for you as a business to not do it. But
listen,
I mean,
I'm very, very political, but like for business wise, I don't really think about it much. But I mean, we can all read between the lines.
Yeah. Well, it's hard.
What? But listen, I'll say one thing. Like, like everybody wants made in America, and I do too.
Right.
But like as a person on my level, and like I have over 100 products with my name on them.
Right.
And a lot of them are made in USA, but and I wish they all were, but like it's so hard for me to reach out to American-made companies. There's not a lot of out there to say,
good point.
I want to get this made, but I can go on a computer and talk to somebody in China, Taiwan, and get a deal wrapped up in like 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, let's face it. in the last 30 years, people don't realize it, but American manufacturing in the tool business is completely cut in half. Your selection and your options of buying shit in USA are limited now. And there's better products that are opened up globally that are competing with the American market, and we're losing out on. I mean, I'll use an example. As Nipex has definitely came up with an upper riser from Germany, which is not a Chinese, but I would say that's definitely a killer for channel lock in most aspects, because a lot of people say, screw channel lock, Nipex is better. And I always say, well, I think channel lock has its place in its own right, but the majority of people will tell you they like Nipex better, and it's not. That's, channel lock will probably be one that'll go out of business. I hate to say it, and I'm not saying it to be malicious, but channel lock will probably be the one company that I think will have a hard time struggling to make it here in the future. I mean, I don't know how.
It's not only the lack of manufacturing options, but it's also
obviously
it's also
great.
The cost. It's cost prohibitive. It's very cost prohibitive to have stuff made in the U.S. And then also, if you look back at like just what happened with the U.S. auto strikes,
right.
Like I understand everyone deserves a living wage, but when you want some of the stuff that they were wanting, and they want the compensation that they want, that's not just them. That's happening across all U.S. manufacturing. It makes it difficult all the way around. Plus, the way I look at it as it is, manufacturing for the most part, like if you're working at a tool manufacturer, there's very few positions that are actual skilled labor. And is that a job that deserves $100,000+ a year? I don't know.
Well,
yeah, you should get $100,000 a year to serve burgers to somebody through the drive-through.
Yeah. Well, I'm not really.
I think that's crazy too.
Why? We pay our fucking useless politicians $170,000 a year to sit there and do stupid shit and take like fucking 25 weeks of vacation a year. And
the only time income equality is even viable is when your national product exceeds what your national need is. And that's never going to happen in a country this size, especially since we farm everything out to the damn Chinese.
No, I'm not saying
there's always going to be huge.
I'm not saying working at McDonald's drive-thru you should make $100,000 a year, but let's just face it, $100,000 a year isn't that much money right now.
Well, the ultimate goal of our government is we own nothing. We own nothing.
Dave,
they're real millionaires.
Dave, you say that about people not making $100,000 at McDonald's, but I was at Panda Express a couple of weeks ago, and I took a picture on the sign for hiring a manager right now at Panda Express, $107,000.
Well, yeah, management positions talk about $100,000 a year.
It's 60. A standard associate was starting at $58,000 a year, 58 to 70 something thousand a year for a standard associate. That's the person that puts your orange chicken in the bowl.
No way.
Yes, I have the picture. I'll send the picture to Chad.
But
I'm going to Panda Express to get a job. If that's the case, I'm in. What are you talking about? I can stand around and put chicken in a bowl for $100,000 a year. What the hell am I doing wrong?
Yeah,
dude. No wonder why mechanics are leaving the industry. You go serve chicken shit for $100,000 a year.
I hear Walmart greeters are making pretty damn good money now too.
And you know what? I could sit around and do TikToks all day.
I don't call good money.
I can sit around and do TikToks all day that are just dumber than hell, Nick. How do you feel about that? I'm going to be a TikToker and work at Panda Express.
It's almost, I'm sitting here laughing. It's funny. Me and my son, we talk about this all day, every week. Right. It's just like, I'm so done selling tools. I just want to create content, give me a check, and or do Amazon links. It's like, for any given day, and anytime I spend money, my wife is watching me. And she's like, what did you buy for like $10,000? What did you spend $20,000 on? And I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But we spend so much money in the business, and like, you know, to hope and pray we'll get it back. You know, and right now we're in the middle of doing a lot of deals, and like these deals are $30,000 a clip. And I mean, like at some point, it's just like, you know, are you doing the right thing? I mean, like guys doing content, doing links, and like making a living. And like,
I wish I was making a living off links. That'd be awesome. How do I do it? Can somebody tell me?
I'm trying to figure it out myself, because like it's just like I spend so much money to make a living for me and my son, and like at the end of the day, if I could just create content and put a link, why not just do that?
Well, maybe you should have. Nick, here's the problem.
Join my program, Nick. It's $399, but it's only $29.95 to start.
It will change your life.
$5 a week for the rest of your life. Well, and I totally explain it on my premium channel on how to do what you're asking to do.
I'm going to say something kind of sarcastic.
It doesn't work for you. I make a lot of money, and you don't.
I think what you did is you missed a boat. Maybe you should have been born into a family where your parents gave you a family farm, and then you didn't have to work all of your life, but you played around on social media and had zero responsibility. And then you would have been able to get on TikTok and get about 300,000 or 400,000 subscribers because you spend all your day Googling where tools are manufactured and made from, and you can talk to different people, and then you wouldn't have had to do what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Then you could like play with stuff on you could build like a whole collection of cars, put them in your field, and pretend you're a mechanic and put on a little uniform. That's what you got to do. Because you got to, in order to make it now, Nick, you got to fake it to make it. You got to fake it to make it.
You're right.
Does that position come with a 12x16 tough shed?
A what?
I said, does that position come with a 12x16 tough shed?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. For sure.
Oh, you're 100%. Speaking my language, baby.
For sure. You know, I mean, listen, you know, at the end of the day, you know what it takes to, people think that they're, you know, I'm going to say this for people, anybody that's watching that's got a YouTube channel, and you think that you're going to make a bunch of money on YouTube, and you think it's going to be easy, and it's going to, you know, like you're going to get 20, 30,000 subscribers, 50,000 subscribers, and you're going to start making money. I got news for you. You know, if you're at 5, and I'm not being negative towards you, I love everyone. I love everybody. Okay. I'm just a guy that's doing my thing. But the reality of it is, as I know now for a fact, unless you are getting 10 million views a year, and that's on long format videos, not shorts, that you are literally going to have to bust your ass like you have like twice as hard to try to keep yourself going. And I think that's the biggest thing is everybody thinks that YouTube and these social media platforms, you just get rich. There's only a few people that are getting lucky. And that's just a problem with this. Even the guys that look like they're making money because they have 100,000 subscribers aren't making money. And people buy into that bullshit and they suck them off and talk to them like, oh man, this guy's awesome, blah, blah, blah. He's the greatest. And behind the scenes, he's sweating bullets. I guarantee you, because he knows that his shit is not, he's not getting what he needs to get stuff done. He's spending more money than he should be to try to make it. That's a real deal right there. I will tell you that.
About that. We were talking about that.
I mean, I know big YouTube.
I'm going to buy my Tesla with all the money I'm making on YouTube. Not.
Have any of you heard about that Cat Williams interview that quote unquote broke the internet?
Yes.
So I was watching a breakdown of it the other day. So just in a couple weeks, it's been out. Shannon Sharp, between the clips,
I love that.
And that, between the clips and the actual interview, to date, has made over $1 million off of it.
Right.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I have no problem.
I've been watching him back in Def Comedy Jam days. Not gonna lie, I've always loved that guy. But the fact that he just calls everybody on their bullshit and it's funny, it just literally that's exactly what I'm like. That's what it was old school though, right, Nick? That's how it was old school, you know. I walk into a shop and if I was hungover and I wasn't pulling my weight, guys would be like, "Listen, you lazy son of a bitch, you better get to moving." Nowadays, you tell somebody that, I'm going to the HR office, and then I got to tell. I mean, I'm dead serious, dude. I got kicked out of a shop the other day because I said, "Listen, you little prick, if you're gonna sit here and run your mouth, I'm gonna put my foot and my ratchet up there." And they said, and he went and told the owner, and the owner said, "Look, man, you can't say that to this kid." You know, and I'm like, "What the hell? Why can't I?" And he said, "Because he's like he's one of my good techs, and he's not. He said he's gonna quit if you don't get out of here." I'm like, that's the kind of shit I got to put up with now, you know, because we're sensitive. What the hell?
I gotta say, I don't have a problem with this immigration issue. I know a lot of people do, but like my typical phone call for my side business, they were usually Chinese women. Well, of course, I'm a white American. They want a Chinese woman. I mean, Chinese man or white man. Chinese woman want white man.
Just a gigolo, and everywhere I go, the people know the part.
Now I'm getting a lot of call from Argentinians and stuff, and some Brazilians, and wow, some of them are smoking. It's almost like I should be paying them, not them paying me.
I got a problem with immigrants. I'm a Norwegian. Okay, my great grandpa was
Turner. I'm not a comment for Turner. So I'm not. My job is a gigolo because I work so much.
I just don't. People always get offended and think that you're, dude. I'm fat. I've been made fun of my whole life. You want to talk about discrimination? Are you shitting me? You know, being overweight I've been discriminated just as bad as anybody has.
Fat, dude, you're not fat. You're just pleasantly plump.
No, I got stung by a bee, and the swelling hasn't went down.
Oh, I've been a fat bastard my entire life. It's not that big deal.
Well, I know, but the thing is, people look down on you on that. People can say whatever they want to. When you're overweight,
I'm even Canadian. There's no cure for that. So
no, I know, but people judge you on that shit. We're such hypocrites. You know, like you look at the internet and you look at social media. There's people out there fat shaming the shit out of you. I mean, there's not a week that goes by that somebody doesn't get on my YouTube and call me a fat ass or lazy ass or whatever it is. They don't even know me, you know, and chances are they're in their mom's basement eating pizza.
You should actually be glad that you're in the position you're in.
Oh, I don't mind. I really don't give a shit.
You ever come up missing, you ever come up missing, you can make a smart ass joke. At least it won't take NASA to find me.
Right, exactly. Listen, I got to spend more time wondering whether I give a shit or give a fuck. Now that's what I spend my time doing. I mean,
you know what? You know what I always say is I don't give two shits or a fuck. So
yeah, either way.
Only one China. If you ever go to China, every woman will think that you're a millionaire. So you'll have women on your arm. All you want is women.
That's right. I am CPR or Brian. You're 100% correct. I am hard to kidnap, and everybody should know that.
There's only one person on this planet whose opinion matters. I'm more easier
to kidnap these days, Brian, than I was though. You just don't know it.
Three guys in Iowa tried to fucking kidnap CPE like 20 years ago. With a Hugo,
they all had back surgery,
and they ended up dead. I don't know how, but they ended up dead.
No, they ended up in the back surgery. They ended up getting back surgery because they tried picking me up.
they underestimated. It didn't fit in the trunk.
Yeah. Listen,
he looks so much smaller on the YouTube. He looks smaller, shorter.
Oh, actually, they say I look fatter on YouTube. That's a funny thing. Is people
they blew their intestines out trying to grunting so hard trying to lift you.
Yeah, they people that know me, they're like, dude, you look like you're like at least 40 pounds bigger on YouTube. Well, now I look like I'm like now I probably look like I'm 100 pounds or 120 pounds bigger than on YouTube than what I was, but. Still, those guys, people that are friends with me in real life, they say you definitely look like adds like 40 pounds to you on YouTube. which it's okay. I've been big all my life. It's like I always said to people, I don't know what it's like to be skinny because I've always been big, and that's just the thing. Why I don't have the optimism that I do is because I don't know anything different. So I got nothing to do to be positive most of the time. Like, what am I supposed to do? Sit around and sulk about it? Listen, I'm bad genetics, shit like that. It is what it is. If I don't like it, I got to do something about it, and that's what I've been doing.
CP,
it's not
when the wind blows, you don't get blown away. When there's a crack on the ground, you don't fall in it. So I think there's more
say that when it was
advantages to
cold,
being
I
you than
didn't get
skinny.
cold. Hey, listen, I wish that false shit would go away when people say when it's cold, I didn't get cold because right now I'm still cold.
You have a better
More
chance of surviving a polar bear attack because a polar bear would only be able to eat half of you. The other half could get away.
I have a better ability to stop a 22.
Are they looking to date you or looking for content?
22.
What's
What the fuck is that? You just shot me with a BB gun, you little bitch.
I'm like, did they want to date you or are they looking for content? Which is it?
I don't know. I get all sorts of shit. People, you know how they are, Nick. You seen them? TikTok's like the worst fucking.
Oh my god, TikTok.
Dude, that place is just full. I can't even imagine. And you know what the thing is? I talked to a couple bigger YouTubers, not like Chris Fix big, but I know a couple guys that have a couple 100,000 subscribers, and they always say, "Fuck it, let them run in the comments, dude. Let them go at it." And I'm like, well, if I had 1,000 comments a day, I probably would, but when I'm only getting 100 or 200 comments, it kind of sticks out. So I just block the bastards and move on, or I say something cheeky to them. Like, listen, dude, you're as worthless as a knitted condom, brother. You can just need to move right along.
No, you talk about people giving you nasty responses, nasty comments. I made that little quick short about the new locking players that like Snap-on suddenly has, even though Melco's gone, and Melco never actually verbally released them or publicly released them. So I didn't know if they're being made by Snap-on or it was just old Melco stock that they stamped Snap-on or whatever. And I posted a quick, like a short. And I have this guy, I keep playing with him. I shouldn't. But he's a diesel mechanic of 42 years. Another one of these fucking.
Oh, I love those comments. Everybody's a fucking expert.
Those Snap-ons.
Those are liars.
Snap-on's chrome vanadium. It sucks ass. It twists, bends, breaks, this, that. They totally suck.
You're better off the metallurgists too.
You're better off buying the ones, the chromoly ones from Harbor Freight. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, first of all, chromoly is softer than chrome vanadium. So they're gonna. Well, it all depends on how they heat treat it. But I was just basically all I ended up with him was like, dude, you don't know fucking shit. You don't know quality.
Listen,
Do I agree with the price? Do I agree with the price? No. Are they the best locking player in the market? Yes.
Like my grandpa used to say.
Do they compare to a Harbor Freight one? Do a Milwaukee? No, nobody compares to those. Not even the original Vice Grip compares to them.
One thing I've really learned about fucking social media is what my grandpa used to tell me all the time. It's always true. He used to tell me, Ole, the littlest cock always crows the biggest.
Yeah, well, then his last response to me was, and I just said, no shit, stupid. Who the hell you think they got the design from? I think it was a joint operation myself between Snap.
If it's any colder, everybody's going to be about equal here pretty quick.
But he said to me, he said the Melcos are better than Snap-ons. And I just laugh out loud. Who the fuck do you think made Snap-on fucking locking players? The ones that I'm talking about, Melco made them for them. I'm just simply saying I think Snap-on took over their patent. And they're continuing the process of making them.
Well, I don't think there's no patent on it. The patent's been gone for years.
No, shit, people aren't even putting patents on anything.
Yeah, I just think
not worth the time.
No.
Somebody bought the manufacturing rights, not the manufacturing rights. Somebody bought the manufacturing equipment and is making them the same way Malco did.
Now, they could have licensed that process of strengthening the backside where the tensioning bolt goes in?
Well, here's the thing is, I think in America anymore, if you want to make tools in America, every other country laughs at you and goes, good fucking luck. Who are you going to get to work for you? We can hire 13 people to every one guy you get to work for you in America.
Well,
in any other country.
Or force them to work.
Right.
Yeah. Not only, we don't have to pay them benefits. We don't have to give them breaks. We don't have to do anything.
China bought the patent office. Dancing alone. That's a great statement right there. That is the irony in that is actually pretty funny because
why not have our prisoners make them?
Because
we're going to make the best locking fucking players on the market. All you prisoners are going to start making these players and are stamping.
That's kind of goes.
And I'm going to sell them for fucking $9.99 a piece.
I don't know how that would work. That's kind of an interesting.
So in Ohio, I think it was like it was right before the first
dancing,
the first election, the first Biden or the first Trump when he became president. So there was an Ohio rule. There was against Hillary. That's right. A bunch of farmland, and there was tons of Hispanic agricultural workers that a lot of them weren't here with their visas or anything like that. So they basically got ran out of town. So a lot of these big farmers got with the prison system and said, hey, these guys want outside the walls. Let's get them to work in the fields. And all these guys were so excited to work. But all the farmers after a week, and you can look this up, it's all true, basically said it's not worth it because these guys, they're just happy to be outside the walls. They're just happy to be not locked up and confined. They just want to smoke cigarettes and play grab ass. They did more damage to the crops than they did actually picking whatever they were picking, and it didn't work out. And I think even if you put them back to stamping metal and stuff like that, it's the same thing. They don't. Why? Who wants to go? Even if you're in prison, who wants to go work? You know, the daily wage is like 32 cents a day in prison. Who wants to go work for that? They'd rather. They'd rather do whatever.
What else you got to do while you're there?
You know what? There's a lot of money to be made in prison. There's a lot of people making a lot of money in prison.
They gave them phones now. It's ridiculous.
You can check out. You can get tablets. You can get TVs. And trust me, there's a lot of other stuff going on in prison.
It's like going to a 3-star hotel now.
So
as long as you and you don't get put in no high security shit, as long as you don't get put in solitary confinement and shit like that, there's a lot of stuff going on in prison. So don't go shank nobody. Anybody goes to prison, don't shank nobody.
Here's a sad truth that I'm going to spit out that I haven't probably really said anything or actually made a vocal. And I'm going to see what Nick says about this because I think he's going to be right on the same page with me. With everything that I've learned since I've been on YouTube that I haven't learned before, I honestly think that within probably a decade or two, there won't be any tools being made in the United States anymore. They'll all be coming from Taiwan and China as far as tools go. There'll be a lot of manufacturing. I don't see.
Surprise me a bit.
U.S. Steel's been sold to Japan, so we don't even own a steel factory here in America anymore. Japanese own it, and they have their own Japanese steel factories. So they basically control the world's steel now. So we have no resources anymore in this country. We have no ability to keep our workforce skilled laborers in trade and building tooling trades, I guess. I mean, as far as the tool industry goes, it's a dead market in the United States, in my opinion. It's just not dead yet.
Well, I mean, you see everything right now. Vietnam is the new sexy child. There's a lot of tools getting made in Vietnam. Which I mean, it's sad, but like we're letting all these communist countries make our tools for us.
Right?
Why? because people are working in these communist countries for pennies on a dollar.
Right. Profits.
Yeah, and it's just and all these American companies, me included. It's just like if the bottom listen, I'm going to tell you a 2-second story. I'm not going to say what it is. We had a product that we've sold a lot of, and we were paying $7 for it. $7, $7, $6, $7 for this product, and we had the same product made in China for just under $1, like 96 cents. So, like, how do I, as a person trying to make a living in this world, justify for 96 cents? Like, how do you do that?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Is I see it every day when I'm talking to people. When I was trying to get something built, a tool that I was trying to get produced, I ran into the same problems. Talking to somebody, I said I want this built in the United States, and every time it was the problem was that the cost and the overall cost and in manufacturing was going to be twice as much as going out of the country.
Yeah.
And you know what the other thing was? The time getting it built was going to be twice as long.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that if we want a quality product made, well, I guess that's kind of a bad thing. We are in a rush. We are in a big hurry nowadays because the internet, everybody has no patience. But at the same token, we are a little bit behind, in my opinion. But it's just it's impossible to make anything reasonably here anymore and get it done in a reasonable time.
It's not even just the tool market. For instance, my dad is a software engineer. One of the companies he worked for that he just retired from, they laid off a bunch of people. It wasn't because they needed to scale back the workforce. It was because they could get 4 engineers in India for the price of 1 U.S. engineer, and you didn't have to pay benefits. You don't have to pay retirement. You don't have to pay sick time. No, overtime. Nothing. That was they were downsizing their U.S. workforce so they could start paying overseas workforce.
It's unfortunate.
The truth is our politicians are fucking us on each side. Each side.
Right.
Each side. Don't give a fuck. Politician is a politician. Don't care Democrat or Republican. They're all lining their own fucking pocketbooks. At the same time, they're all bullshitting Americans, getting news media to bullshit you and bullshit you even more. And they think they're mentally controlling you, which majority of the country is mentally controlled by the politicians and news media. And they got a whole fucking other idea. They're all getting rich.
No, we're gonna strike nerve big time now because I mean that you're not wrong, Dave. Everybody doesn't think that they're not being mind controlled by marketing and whatnot. You're absolutely dead wrong. Marketing plays a huge part in everybody's lives. Subliminal marketing has been a thing that's been going on, and it doesn't just matter about products or anything like that. People don't even research shit. They see something and they impulse buy it because of marketing. And Dave Ramsey is a big. I think he's still one of the greatest humans alive. And
but we allow that marketing.
10% of the people in this country actually listen to him. And he's literally helped hundreds of thousands of people become rich. Just by following simple basic steps.
Religious.
Well, nobody wants to put in the work. That's the problem. Is everybody wants to easy out, and just like Brian Stewart just said, I want it now. I want it yesterday. When you go to the grocery store, and I say this all the time, I use this reference to a lot of people. When you go to the grocery store now, and I'm guilty too of vices, obviously, of spending money that I shouldn't. That's without saying because of my tool channel. But when I go to the go to the gas station, they sell you a bottle of pop for what? What's a 20 ounce going for? Like $2-3 now?
$2.30. Say $2.39.
$2.50 to 2 for $4, depending if they got the deal.
20-ounce bottle of soda, which you don't need anyways, because you can completely live without it. Which I don't drink soda at all. But you can buy a 2-liter for like $1 more, and people always walk by the 2-liter because they'll take the 20 ounce because of convenience. And once you spend that $2.50 or $3 on that pop, and then you buy a $1.50 candy bar, you just blew $5, and you didn't think nothing of it, because you know what? That $20 bill that was in your wallet is easy come, easy go. That's what you think, and people get stuck in that. They get trapped in that mindset. But dude, if you take that $20 and put it into an investment and save it, then you're gonna double it, and nobody wants to do that. And that's why we're in the state we are. Credit card debts and all these things are just getting.
Well, I don't ever do what you're talking about.
Huh?
I don't ever do what you're talking about. I go in the.
Oh no, there's some people that don't.
I go in the convenience store and I buy the 15-pack of Bud Light or Coors Light or some shit like that, and 2 packs of smokes. I don't look at the candy bars or the pop.
Yeah, but here's the thing:
is Dave, twice as much, 3 times as much.
People that are financially stable, that's fine. But I hear people complaining about tools on my channel, and yet they're the same people that I'll see going out to buy a bottle of pop and a candy bar every day and paying $2.50. That's 300% markup. And you're bitching about a tool that's $10.
You know why Snap-on? I'm not even going to say Snap-on. You know why the tool trucks are hated so much? For exactly what you're saying. Because that tool dealer marketed in a way that made somebody vulnerable that isn't educated enough to say, yes, I'll do this. And they took on a huge debt and bought all this fucking shit.
Convenience is what you're paying.
And now when they look at their debt, that they have or they can't pay it, they went overboard. Right away, Snap-on fucking sucks. Matco sucks. Mac Tool sucks. Cornwell sucks. The gear wrench truck sucks. Well, nobody forced you to buy it.
Yeah. See that? Demon Floppy said
some of those drivers are pretty
grifty.
I say they're pretty tricky and smart with the younger and dumber crowd that are new to the business.
Well, sure. That's the problem.
I find your independents like JD Tico, Mid Atlantic Tools, Coil Tools, whatever. They're probably much more honest. They're like, hey man, you don't want to spend your money on this.
But honestly, don't win you in this country anymore, neither.
I understand that. Aspect.
All the people are fucking making money are out there just doing the one thing. They're showing you the here and the now. The honesty doesn't win in this game. That's the thing.
Well, I know that. Whether in business, honesty doesn't win. But as a consumer, you got to become smart.
I mean,
not just a consumer, as a business owner, you got to be smart. You try to tell me Nick ain't smart? He doesn't look like, okay, I'm not going to fucking pay this for this. I'm going to go this route and fucking buy it.
I don't own a ton of. I don't own like a ridiculous amount of Snap-on. Honestly, I feel like everything I bought from Snap-on has been worth the money I paid for it, and it's completely usable. But I also make smart purchases when I'm buying other stuff. I bought a shitload of stuff from JD Tico. I've spread my money around, and that's what you have to do in order to make it nowadays, is make those smart purchases, buy stuff when the deals are right. You know, for instance, the Melco pliers, buying those for $24. It's all about patience. It's the long and short of it is you have to be patient about everything. I know that isn't good for Nick's business because Nick needs to sell, but I mean, at the end of the day, Nick has some good shit.
Listen, every day I make coffee at home. I bring coffee to work with me every day. I brown bag my lunch every day. I brown bag. That's what I do.
Right.
Okay there, Phil?
Yeah, you're saving money where you're supposed to, though.
Yeah, I mean, like I used to go to go out to lunch every day, and I don't go to convenience stores. I don't do any of that shit.
Yeah, I haven't been to a.
I tried to save a lot of money and buy condoms from Snap-on, but they don't make them, and I asked why.
I started getting my own.
Warranty on
I started getting my own. That's the way to really win. You knit your own condom.
Get your sock, Dave.
No, the Snap-on dealer told me they can't lifetime warranty them.
I stopped drinking
soda.
About it
for a minute. I'm like, that's probably why they don't make flashlights either.
Yeah, I stopped drinking soda months ago, and about a month ago I switched to coffee versus buying Red Bull and 5 Hour Energies every day.
Yeah, coffee.
I was what's that?
Yeah, black coffee is absolutely a great way to beat the caffeine and get your caffeine.
Yeah, I put a little almond milk in it, but yeah, it's even that, like I've been my sleep schedule was really fucked up, and it was, my doctor said it's she's like, I think it's all the fake fucking caffeine you're putting in you. You gotta try something natural. And I'm telling you, like, right now it's 10 o'clock. I haven't stayed up past 10 o'clock in probably a month.
I wish I could say Dave kept me up.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I'm usually in bed by 9:30 and up by 5:30 now, and that was just from that one switch. And then I don't have any caffeine after lunch, around lunchtime and stuff. But the amount of save, just like, well, you know how much soda I used to drink. And like I said, if I had a Pepsi today, I bet it would taste disgusting.
I drink flavored water. You guys have seen my water jug on my videos 100 times. That little green jug I carry with me. People laugh at me everywhere I go because I go, "Where's your little green jug at? Where's your little green jug at?" That's good. I said, so "Listen, that little green jug is fucking helping me out a lot."
I haven't tried it yet, but I bought one of those AirPod water bottles because I'm still having trouble getting used to drinking water. So have you seen those AirPods where the scent is, so it has a scent pod, and as you're drinking, you basically sniff the scent, and it tricks your mind into thinking you're drinking a flavored water. I haven't tried it yet, but I know a lot of people that have had good success with it. So
I looked at the price of them and I said, "Hell with that! I'll stick to my Crystal Light." I bought
the knockoff one because the real one that everyone was promoting, I was like, yeah, I'm not paying that, and so I found the knockoff one, and it'll probably either give me cancer or work just fine, maybe a little both.
Herpagona Crystal. Yeah, they'll find out. They'll find out in 20 years that it's killing everybody.
I've lost 40 pounds.
I was drinking water though for a long time. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't drank a lot of soda anyways for a long time. I stopped drinking a lot of soda. I haven't bought a case of pop for myself in my house for probably 10 years. I was never a big soda drinker, but drinking pure water has done nothing for me because I've always drank it. My biggest problem was eating late at night, like going to bed, like getting home, not eating meals at the right time. That made a huge difference, and sleep. I had a huge problem with my sleeping habits. I wasn't getting sleep the way I was supposed to. And I started getting treatments for sleep apnea and got a mouthpiece now. And believe it or not, I lost 20 pounds.
You got to wear that fucking mask over your face?
No, I got a mouthpiece. I don't have to wear a mask. It moves my jaw forward, and it keeps my airway open. I started researching on the thing, and my biggest problem with the sleep machines they cause a lot of people get a lot of sinus infections, and I have two.
Well, I have sleep apnea, and they gave me that damn stupid thing that put on with the fucking thing.
Yeah, but you got to look into getting a piece for your jaw because that was.
I don't even use it.
Listen, quick.
I only sleep about 4 and a half hours a night, maybe. And I don't drink coffee. Hardly ever drink pop.
Listen, I'm the biggest advocate for a CPAP machine. I have one. I use it. I love it.
Oral appliance. Yeah.
But there's depending on what style you need, it doesn't have to be like the fighter jet mask. There's some that just go in the nose. There's the mouth style. There's a lot of different styles now. So if you have a style that wasn't work for you, go ask your doctor about a different style, and it might work for you.
Absolutely. It was like Craig said here, this has been a life changer for me. Absolutely. And I haven't talked about this because I was planning on one day doing a video about everything, just so people, found out, or so people could know. But I started drinking water I think there's a lot of people that don't understand that sleep apnea doesn't mean that you have to have a machine. Doesn't necessarily mean that sleep apnea is required to do. There's options out there, for sleep apnea. But believe it or not, sleeping was probably my biggest weight gain because I wasn't getting good sleep, so I was getting stressed out. Therefore, my body was reacting to it, and that was causing me to gain weight. Because believe it or not, a lot of people don't understand is I love healthy food. I eat vegetables and well, I've said it before. I love Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts and chicken. I eat it a lot,
Well, Brussels
and
sprouts,
it
I
doesn't
ain't never
bother me
coming to your
because it's
fucking house, dude.
one of my favorite meals.
If you eat
And
Brussels
people
sprouts
like,
all the time, I'm not coming to your house.
well, I don't have those problems like that. I'm not flatulent for Brussels sprouts. Trust me. It's not. That's not what makes me.
I was
That's not
joking.
what makes me toot my horn. The and it is a lot of things. This too is just about exercise. Will keep you from doing that. But anyways, long story short, I love healthy food. I grew up on a farm. I've always had good food in my life. So eating junk food was easy for me to stop doing because I never really did like it. I did it out of convenience. And once I started going to the grocery store, I know I have a specified shopping list that I go to. I have a Sam's Club membership, which I was going to get a Costco because I hate Walmart, but I hadn't been in a Walmart. Well, anyways, long story short, I go and buy all my food now, and I meal prep and everything else, all that shit, because I started learning how to take care of myself a little bit
I gotta
better
learn
and
how,
stop letting convenience take over my life.
I gotta learn how to grocery shop. My daughter asked me, I don't even know what the hell she was gonna try to make. She asked me on the way home, can I stop and get cornstarch at Kroger's? And that's why it took a little bit for me to get on your live when you sent me the link. And I said, yeah, no problem. Well, that was $127 container of cornstarch.
Yikes.
And don't think that eating plant-based meat is going to help you lose weight neither. That shit's
That's for
nasty.
assholes.
I impulse bought a few things. And I couldn't believe it when I went up to the cash register. It was $127.
No,
I carried it all out of my one arm. Now, yeah, it was a lot of bags.
I love Brussels sprouts and broccoli. I love green beans. I love spaghetti squash. I love so much
Now,
stuff.
that's one thing I don't really care for. I really don't care for spaghetti squash.
Oh, I do. I eat spaghetti squash, my own sauce.
For me, it's not the flavor. I like the flavor out of a lot of vegetables. I'm about the texture, and I don't like the texture of a lot of them. And I'm really picky about textures. If I don't like the texture, I will not eat it. But I like the flavor of most vegetables. Just cannot stand the fucking texture.
I love sushi too.
I love sushi. And sushi, I'm forced to eat sushi. It's part of my secondary job.
Yeah, dude. I believe it or not, I'm an odd duck, but I've always eaten pretty decent food. It's just the problem is eating at a time and eating too much proportion.
Having to eat sushi is like part of my secondary job. Went right over Turner's head.
Well, I found one thing that's helped me is I was always never ate much during the day, but then I would eat a huge meal at like 1, 2 in the morning, go to bed, just sleep on it, and I lost quite a bit of weight. But that was like my last hurdle, is getting that under control. But now that my sleep pattern is good, I wake up and I'm hungry by like 9 o'clock in the morning. So I'll eat a breakfast, I'll eat a lunch, and by dinner time, I'm not really hungry. So I'll eat something small. So now I'm actually eating kind of 3 small meals during a day versus one giant one and then just sleeping on it. And that has helped dramatically.
Way to do it too. Keep the metabolism going.
I don't know. I wake up every day, take my piss of glory, brush my teeth, take a shower, go downstairs, probably scramble.
Dave, you're probably a nasty.
Anywhere from 3 to 5 eggs. Sometimes toast, sometimes not. Sometimes a little hot sauce on eggs, sometimes not. Chow that down. I go to work, and then I eat a pretty good lunch. and then I eat a snack probably around 4:35. And I eat dinner when I get home, and then I eat a snack before I go to bed.
God, these guys are talking about Mexican Coke with some enchiladas. I haven't had any Mexican food for so long.
Mexican Coke has sat on the dock for 20 years and it still comes in a glass bottle.
Well, dude, I had to cut out.
I
cut out all
many dozens of eggs a week between me and my daughters. We
I
probably
cut out
3 dozen eggs a week.
Oh, dude, I've got right now I've got so many eggs in my refrigerator. It looks like I have a yard full of chickens because I eat so many eggs.
Oh, if you looked at my eggs, it looked like I have a yard full of chickens too because they're farm fresh eggs. They're not store bought.
Nah, mine are store bought, but they're cheap at Walmart. There was I buy them for two 36 packs for $5.
Hey, ex-wife has a boyfriend that has chickens, and every time the kids go over there, I say, "Bring eggs home."
I eat oatmeal and blueberries every morning when I get up. Oatmeal and blueberries for my breakfast. A little cup of them, not a big one, but and then usually I have some eggs and just little things like that. I probably eat way too many eggs. Eggs are probably my biggest problem, Dave. If you eat that many eggs, I don't want to come to your house because I know what my house smells like from all the eggs.
Eggs don't bug me.
Eggs are way worse than Brussels sprouts. I can promise you that.
Well, for you they may be, and they are for my daughter, but they're not for me.
Yeah, see, food affects people differently. But
eggs are good. So it's a protein. It's a misconception that eggs are bad for you.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Eggs are a great product. They have good cholesterol on them, not bad.
That's what another thing too. I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions out there because you have to find the right foods that work for you. People that say like butter and stuff like that. People saying butter's bad for you. That's not. Certain fats are good for you.
Butter is better for you than fucking fake butter. I mean, you eat fucking like Land O'Lakes or just like
butter. Destroyer? What's up,
Whatever.
Destroyer? Thank you, buddy, for smashing that like button.
Most of those fake butters are only 2 or 3 ingredients away from being fucking a plastic bag.
I usually eat one meal a day. I'm 6'2", 180 pounds, super skinny. I can't gain weight. I used to eat a lot, but my high metabolism. Yeah, see, you son of a Buck Rogers. Those guys that have
metabolism too, dude. I could order up a freaking pizza right now, eat the whole large pizza myself over the next 35 minutes. So I won't gain a damn pound. I'll just shit bigger.
Hell, if I eat a bowl of ice cream, my ass jiggles the next day. That's foul. But anyways, hey guys, you know what? We've been on for 3.5 hours, so it's time to end the stream and say goodbye.
Good chat. I had a good time. Thanks for letting me on. I appreciate it.
No, thanks for coming on. I appreciate you stopping by as random, and I know everything
it was cool. It was cool you stopped by.
Thank you. Good talking to you. I wish we'd have spent more time talking about more tool stuff, but we got really crazy.
Yeah, call me Monday. Let's fucking get a phone call going. I got some.
Yeah, for sure. What time's good for you?
Whatever, doesn't matter.
I'll call you early in the morning. That's the best time for me.
Perfect. Just fucking hit me up, and I'll give you the gossip that I got in the tool industry.
Right on.
All right, hey guys, good chat. Talk to you later. Had a good time. I appreciate you, everybody being here. Good stuff.
Yeah, rip that snowmobile up. I want to see some good jump videos with the snowmobile. I want to see you hitting a double or a tabletop.
We need more snow, man. Not a lot of snow here, man. Hopefully.
Oh, you come. Why? You went to the wrong goddamn place. We got 30 inches here in Iowa.
It's rough up here, man. I don't know what's going on. We used to get a lot of snow, not so much.
Oh, dude, we got all the snow this year in 1 week.
It's crazy.
Isn't it supposed to be like 50 though next week sometime? Or?
Yeah, hopefully it melts all next week.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah, see you later, man. And you guys got any last final outings or words you want to give before I end the live and we go to the back stream?
Well, thank you for having me on CP. Nice seeing you all here. It was cool meeting JDTCO and everyone in the stream. You're all awesome. Keep being awesome and stay warm.
Yeah. All right. Dave, Tarek.
Dave, you want to go first? Well, I'll go then. It's 2024. Happy New Year to you all. I think this is the year of accountability.
For sure. I like it. Dave?
I say hello. 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 Is anybody listening? Now, just everybody have a good New Year. All right. Hope everybody stays safe, and just wish there's something better to say. Wish there's something better to talk about. But love y'all.
Love you.
You just
and thanks for jumping in. It was a great stream.
Right on.
Y'all be cool.
I thank all the subscribers, all the members, everybody that supported me for this last year. And, you know, we're almost at 30,000 subscribers, which is still incredibly insane to me. Like that's about 29,500 more people than I thought I'd ever have from just screwing around on YouTube, to be honest with you. So I'm pretty blessed. If I didn't gain another subscriber tonight, I'd be happy with everything that's gone with me. It's been fun. I like doing what I do and having fun with you guys. Glad I've met all you guys through YouTube. And you know, it's just fun to dink around like this when there's nothing else to do and have a little chat and putting up a few videos every now and then. So thank you, Shannon Dickerson. I appreciate you, brother. So, anyways, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, ring that bell. Remember, keep your hands dirty and your money clean. Thanks for watching.